Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for your patience. We truly appreciate it. Hello, Brandon.
Hello, Kathy. How are you doing?
Oh, I am okay. It's, it's a week. It's doing, actually, I'm doing really good. I'm doing good.
You're making it? You're making it through?
Making it through, chugging it through. Just want to let everybody know I am getting the weekly readings up. Hey, I have a question for you guys. Do you guys prefer the energy readings, or how do you guys feel about if I focus more on relationships? So you can comment in the the chat here, or message me, or whatever, post on one of my videos, whatever. If you watch the weekly readings, what do you prefer? Would you rather me get just into relationships for the week, or what would you like? Yeah, I thought I'd just throw that out there. I just want to say also, guys, thank you so much for your support week after week after week. It means the world to us. It truly, truly does. And we cannot thank you enough for always being here and, just shining in our lives. That is how I feel.
It's
shining
true.
in our lives. Also, if you guys are watching on Facebook or the I Wanna Believe channel, please, please, please go over to Oracle Intuitions on YouTube, because that is where you do need to be a subscriber in order to receive a reading or to participate in the chat. So, if you're watching off of Facebook and you want a reading, or unless you just want to watch, hey, we're more than happy just to have you watch. But if you're watching on either of those channels and you do wish to participate in the readings, please go over to YouTube at Oracle Intuitions. So, yes. And how was your week?
It has been interesting. What's happening as I'm growing, as I'm maturing into the person I am becoming.
The old man.
I know, right?
Look
at all these gray hairs. Holy cannolis. It really is like that, though. That's what I'm considering is like, I'm 32, and, I've gone from that Saturn return of still feeling like a child into adulthood. And what's happening is there are these beautiful synchronistic moments where I'm in action and I'm doing something, and instead of how I've normally done it in my youth, which is I take time, I remove other things out of my life, other distractions, and I sit for a vision, right?
Right.
Now, when I'm in action, these visions are coming as I create, as I make a decision, as I make a choice. And it is such an incredibly visceral thing to feel these parts of myself merge into one. And oh my God, it is so cool. I'm humbled every day. I give my gratitude every single day, every night before I go to bed. Cathryn.
I couldn't resist.
It's true. Honestly, I always joke, with my mom, because when I was a baby, I looked like I was 100 years old. And I always talk about being like hundreds of years old. And honestly, that's probably true. What it reminds me of is one of the past life regressions we did in when I was in hypnotherapy training, somebody was a gas. When we took them back to like their past life, they were a gas. They were this, it was like the first sort of intelligent. Actually, if you think about it, gas was kind of the first way that bacteria and amoebas started to come up on the earth. And so we took them all the way back to that moment, and I didn't do it on purpose. It's just where they went and landed. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this person's like thousands of years old. the soul has seen so much, but I think there's truth to that. Why else do we have past life memories? Why else do we have these crazy karmic connections with people that we've never even met before? Why does this stuff happen? It's because we exist beyond just this body, y'all. Come on. So, okay.
Or that even that are in your life now, and you just know the fact that there is that connection,
Mm-hmm.
and it might be a lesson, or it might be a union, or it could be, there could be 1,000 different reasons as to,
Mm-hmm.
why they're coming in. It could be just a karmic situation, or, as you're working out those lessons with different karmic situations, maybe that's where that union comes in, right?
Exactly. I feel like we have some kind of past life tie, Kathy. I feel like we were like brother and sister or something in a whole other lifetime up in Saskatchewan or Russia or somewhere, probably trying to get some bread in Russia and make it without being beat all day.
And the sad part is knowing who I am, I'd probably beat you and be like, yeah, here's
you probably were the bitchy older sister, probably trying to keep me in trouble and alive, but also totally irritated with me.
Exactly, right? Like, get back here. Stop. What are you doing?
Trying to keep me from probably being like flamboyant and crazy and
right? Or some prehistoric like the Jackass, commercial, like the YouTube, the YouTube Jackasses where you're trying to jump off a building or something like that.
That was
like prehistoric, like stop chasing the damn dinosaurs.
Honestly, it probably was me. Do you know how many bones I've broken in this lifetime? I can't even count. I literally can't even count.
That's hilarious, right? Yeah, I could totally, I could 100% see that. I would just be like, I'm gonna let that dinosaur eat you if you don't stop it now.
I swear it. I swear. That would be a really fun, I think, to explore, dive down. Maybe we should do a show on past lives. If we can find somebody, maybe a guest who kind of is an expert in that area. I think our listeners, they're talking about really wanting to know about theirs. And I think having a past life expert would be really cool.
I think so too. I think that, like I don't do a lot of past life stuff, just simply because I focus more, my gifts are more, I can maybe see current past, like a little bit past, but mine are more current or future based. Like I know that I'm really good at looking at behaviors and person, and that is where that, like somebody asks me a behavior of somebody, boom, that I got, because it's shown to me so clearly in that, and from there, then I get shown a path, and as long as people stay within that path, to 2 degrees.
Yes.
It was actually funny. So I was explaining. So I want to get into this a little bit. I was explaining to somebody, a good friend of mine yesterday. I went and got my nails done. It's like the only time I ever really leave my house, unfortunately. But so her and I were talking, and we were talking about how I see. Okay. And what happens
physically, psychically, intuitively?
Psychically. Yeah.
Okay.
Psychically, how I see. And so it was interesting because this is what I said to her. Let me just get into it. I was like, okay, let's just say that if somebody is asking, about a love connection, all right, how I see it is like this. And I put it into a fairy tale. I was like, here's Little Red Riding Hood, and she's trying to get to, Grandma's house because the handsome prince is next to Grandma's house, or the handsome prince is going to be at the end of those woods. All right. So I see the path that Little Red Riding Hood may have to take along that way. I see what happens, what lessons she may have to learn, things like this. However, but what we sometimes don't see is I may not see that wolf coming out of the woods. I may not see every rock that she may trip over. Maybe she'll trip and spill her basket, and she's got to collect the basket and, put it all together. I may not see that she stopped and watched a deer for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But here's the thing. The reasons that sometimes I don't see those things coming through is because sometimes spirit will come in and say, okay, Little Red Riding Hood, you might not be quite ready for the handsome prince that lives next door to grandma's house that grandma's going to introduce you to, or whatever is happening over here, right? You might not be quite ready for that. So spirit will come in occasionally and test. And spirit will say, you know what, Little Red Riding Hood, we think that you need to confront the wolf. What is the wolf? Well, the wolf could be a third-party situation. The wolf could be Little Red Riding Hood's paranoia, fears, confusion, lack of faith, her lack of trust. Mm-hmm. So when that wolf appears, Little Red Riding Hood has to confront this. So if I'm saying, yes, you are going to meet handsome prince that's over here, I may not see that wolf, but that wolf is for you to confront. Mm-hmm. And if somebody's going into a spiral and drops her picnic basket and runs back home because she was scared of that wolf, then I can't guarantee that handsome prince is going to be at the end of that trail. Mm-hmm. So Little Red Riding Hood may have to confront that wolf and say, look at wolf, I don't care whatever karmic situation you are at this point. I see the big picture.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm heading towards. And I'm not going to let you affect me. I'm going to keep going on my path, and I'm going to keep going straight ahead, because this is what I'm desiring and I'm wanting to create and manifest. So when people say, well, that didn't come true because this came in, that is where spirit has said, I'm going to throw a test in here because you are not in this place yet. But if they trust that path and they continue to move forward and push the wolf aside and say, you're not really a wolf, you're just like a little freaking puppy that I'm going to push aside on the path and keep going. Mm-hmm. That is where that prince is.
And you know what this triggers in me, Kathy, is this realization about, you talked about the wolf either being a physical thing coming out of the forest or something internal, that same fear, that same, et cetera. And what this triggered in me is this realization, something that spirit has shown me many, many times, something that all of the spiritual sages and, gurus and what have yous have all been teaching, which is everything is internal. Creation, reality is created by us, the active observer. It's not from the brain. It's not from the heart. It is from consciousness. It is that active observing that creates actual reality. If you need to understand this concept more, I'm going to direct you over to What the Bleep Do We Know? It's a documentary. It's called What the Bleep Do We Know? And there's Dr. Quantum in there where he does an experiment. I believe it was an Ernest Rutherford experiment. Don't quote me on that, but it's about how atoms behave in different ways. So hop on over there if you need to understand that concept. It's a really great source of information. But we do create our reality, and the active observer or consciousness is that creation. So what it has me thinking is, let me theorize this to you, Kathy. So if you see that wolf on the path, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't really know what it's going to be like, but I can tell you that it's going to activate this fear. It's going to activate, a little bit of a trauma response for you, and you are going to have to handle it. Let me ask you this. If that person was doing the internal work and felt the fear on their own and that pain on their own, do you feel as if the physical manifestation would still come about of that fear and that panic and that trauma? Because a lot of it leads me to believe that if you're willing to look internally and to confront something on an internal way, you don't have to have that physical manifestation of that lesson. You don't have to if you're conscious, if you're very aware.
I think that the only argument that I would have towards that is that there's very few people that are willing to go deep.
It's true. And it's so easy to get caught up in the Maya, the physical, the, all the stuff
Right.
we can touch and see. It's so easy
That's
to do
exactly
that.
it. So you may think that your fear is A. And so you confront A, but spirit is like, well, actually it was B. And
Mhm.
if you're willing to dive in, really dive in and allow B to form again, internally, then yes, I think that you can confront that. But most people, when we're doing a deep dive, like, shadow work type of energy, they stop at a certain level.
Mhm.
And then they start with and a lot of people confuse triggers with they confuse triggers instead of allowing it to actually be part of those shadows. So so a lot of people will get triggers, like, it's like, well, I don't want to go there, I don't want to go there, and so they push those triggers away.
Yeah.
And those are the triggers that tend to manifest or
Yeah.
be created. So if we sit there and we go, okay, well, this actually triggers me, and go into that, just head into it and say, okay, screw it, I'm gonna confront it head on. I'm gonna figure out what this is and really do that deep dive. Then that can change things, right? But
and that's
but that's a lot of work, and I do feel that usually, if you can confront it even on a basic level, if you can recognize it, like, I feel like if you can recognize it, I feel that in the physical form it could be lesser, like a lesser amount that you're dealing with it.
That's what Corinne is saying in the chat here. Self-reflection is hard for many. Absolutely it is. It's so hard to really get that objective, non-ego, unbiased view of yourself. It's very difficult. And it's very difficult to, like, look at yourself when you're the one that's, like, the problem, and you have the issue, you have the challenge. And it's like, oh my God, I'm being, this fickle person. How can I be this way? There's no way I am this way. Oh my God, I am this way. Like, what is wrong with me? And then, it just kind of spirals and you get into this weird place. You're like, oh, I feel vulnerable and uncomfortable because I might be bad, but I don't know. It's difficult. It's challenging. But honestly, what I will say, it's very, very rewarding, and it deepens your relationship with source, with spirit, with God, the universe, your own higher self, all of it, or one of it, depending on your beliefs. But it really does deepen that relationship. And I think that's what we're all about. And obviously that's the majority of questions from psychic readings is relationships, right? And we always, I haven't said this in a long time, and I feel like it needs to be said. We always start with the relationship with ourselves. All of them. Every single relationship we have, husband, wife, partner, spouse, coworker, colleague, whatever it is, it always starts with the relationship that we have with ourselves. And I feel like that's huge. And for whatever reason, Spirit kind of keeps tapping me on the shoulder right now, saying that a lot of people are understanding this concept at this time. A lot of people are getting this. And I think we are going to see a lot more healthier relationships over the next 2 years at least, especially because of what we have all gone through. We've kind of all gone through this collective dark night of the soul. And I think we're going to start seeing a lot more purposeful and profound relationships with people, just because of our state of consciousness. It just feels like it's coming in, and obviously Spirit kind of.
I do feel that if people really want to do a deep dive, I'm going to give you a suggestion. Turn off your social media.
Oh God, yes.
Do not start down the, and I don't like to use the word sheep, but I'm going to use the sheep. Don't go down that path, because what somebody else's triggers are not your triggers. They may be to some degree, but when we're in that place of sitting there going, well, I have to follow this path, or I have to follow this path, turn off your social media, turn off your mainstream media, like regular news. Because through that process, that is where you're going to discover you. You're not going to be sitting there going, oh, well, I have to follow this ideology. I have to follow this, whatever it is, because again, somebody else's, there's a lot of things that are in the news right now. And I'm seeing a lot of people that are just following what mainstream media or social media is discussing. And those may not be your triggers. Those are somebody else's triggers. Okay. They may be your triggers, but the only way you're going to discuss or discover that they are actually your triggers is by doing that deep dive without that external influence coming at you.
Yeah, that was the clusterfuck of last year, which was you taking everyone else's
this year too, especially in Canada right now. It's crazy. But, people, how do you know? Like, if you're just following the path of, what everybody else is doing, how do you know that that's your trigger? Or are you just getting triggered? And that's the difference, right?
Yep. Are you eating someone else's trigger?
Exactly.
It's a good thing to ask yourself, but that's why self-reflection is so necessary. But yes, it is hard. And that's why we're here. We literally, as psychics, maybe people haven't heard it in this way before, or maybe it's been a while. We are connecting with that internal part of you. We're connecting with the relationship that you have with source, that you have with spirit. We're connecting and channeling all of that into us. And lest we not forget, we're also removing, part of our experience for you to come on in, so that's why it does take work and it is draining. And that's why we freaking love you all here that want to support us, that do donate, that come in time and time again. Like Kathy and I always look forward to this day because it is a lot of work. Yes. But it's so beautiful to have that support. Like you were saying.
At the end of the day, you're so tired and you feel so rewarded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I know, like after a show, sometimes my brain is thinking trees are pretty. Fire bad, right? Like
I
that's
like the color clear.
Like, fire bad, trees pretty. Like that's pretty much like my end of day focus, right? But during the program, you're connecting, you're doing your best. You're really looking down, what it is that we can, and
well, like Cathryn saying it, a spiritual extension cord. That word,
that's exactly it.
That word is perfect. Extension. We are an extension of you at that time and that place. But that's also why we have to work really hard to ground our energy, to cut cords, when we're not lingering on. I mean, what happens if, for example, you come to us for a reading, right? So-and-so is out there like, I want to get a reading. And we're still connected to the last person we gave a reading to. That's not going to be okay. There are things that we have to do to cut our energies so we can, continue to help people. And that's just part of our path and our purpose and something we have to regularly do. But I don't know. I don't think I think
we need to do a show on cord cutting one of these days.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be great. A really good, show, but maybe also a meditation of some sort as well. Yeah. I think that would be really good. Just to teach people what we do, in seconds. In seconds. When we're alive, we've adapted ourselves to be able to completely disconnect and move, and go forward into that next energy because we do want to not put everybody into a group. We're looking at each of your energies separately immediately. Yes. And so, and as Karen just said, unplug. That's beautiful. That's exactly, we got to unplug. It's like a switchboard. We're unplugging from here and we're plugging into there. And we have to do this within seconds. But which, I mean, just to some degree that we got to be kind of grateful for the fact that we can do it because it does help us unplug from social media and the other.
Yes. BS, but that's just it. Yeah. That's part of our purpose. Just like some people out there, they're incredible at, sewing and needlepoint and, they can do their thing. They can't do it forever, but, when they do it, they're really freaking good at it. That's just part of their purpose. It's part of how they work, and they found a way to channel it, hopefully, if they work as a fashion designer, seamstress, whatever it is. And that's what we've done too. We recognize that through whatever we have gone through, it has given us an ability to be able to do this quickly, connect with people quickly, disconnect from people quickly, and be able to move forward. Now, I would argue that it could stem from some kind of trauma that we have had to go through in early childhood, but that's part of I think that spiritual position is learning how to navigate stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of the most sensitive people, the empaths that are out there, all did go through some kind of trauma early on in life.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it was just birth. Birth can be a terrifying thing for a soul, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, what is this? I weigh 1,000,000 pounds and there's light everywhere. What the hell?
Exactly. Although not to get caught into the whole I'm going to live my life in this direction because of that, and I think that that's where a lot of people get confused, as a lot of people stay within that trauma from the past and bring it forward. And again, that's where that inner child, that healing, that cord cutting, that enlightenment needs to come through, because so many people are living here instead of right here, right now, and moving forward. And instead of digging into, that past trauma and going, oh, okay, I'm looking, like, sometimes, because it's sometimes just a different perspective. Yeah. Sometimes it's just a different way of looking at it, same kind of thing. But, it's just allowing it to be where it was.
Yes.
And letting it be, and then moving, right?
Yes. And back to the point about like the wolf and the physical manifestation of something we are supposed to go through. How lucky are we, to be on Earth, to even be able to have that, a physical representation of something intangible that we're supposed to experience, that our soul is supposed to learn. And that's why so many people say, if you are on Earth, you are one of the lucky, because it's apparently really hard to get into this school. Now, I cannot confirm or validate the truth of that, but I totally get it. And I think it's a beautiful sentiment that if you think about it right now, and if you're thinking about it in the way that my mind is framing it, it's like, yes, you get to have these physical representations. It's not always instantaneously, but it does eventually happen, of the lessons that your soul is supposed to understand on an intangible level. How beautiful that we get to do that. How beautiful do we get to be on top of that mountain, to see the Grand Canyon, to visit these wonders of the world and experience other people and other souls who are going through the same. It really is beautiful. I'm glad that I can see these connections in this way, because it just humbles me and makes me feel, lucky to be here, honestly.
Absolutely. And I like what Karen said, acknowledge the past, but you don't need to live there. Same with the future. It's all about it's about the present moment. And I mean, we can't, you can't dictate the future, but you can. If you go rob a store, chances are you're probably going to spend your life in jail.
Yeah.
There are certain, statics in life that are going to, put some sort of precipice onto the future in some way. And that's what we have to be aware of. So, yeah. Okay, so what are we doing here? Okay, so guys, what we're gonna do is we are going to take a very, very quick break. It'll be like a 3-minute very, very quick break. What we're going to do is, so first of all, if you're watching on Facebook, or if you're watching on the I Want to Believe channel, please, please, please go over to Oracle Intuitions.
If you want a reading.
If you want to read it. If you want to just watch the show, hey, we welcome the viewers. Absolutely. We are, happy to have you as the viewers. If you do want a reading, please go over to Oracle Intuitions on YouTube. Please remember, guys, that we do take donations first. All right. And then at the end of the show, if we have time, we do try to get in at least one or two of the lottery. Please remember, guys, that we need your first names. We need your zodiac signs. We need the zodiac signs and the names, as well as your question, for if you are wishing for a reading. Also, one of the things that we don't do, just so you guys are aware, we don't do health. Okay. We don't do legal questions. We do not look into third party situations, meaning we're not your bedroom cameras. Okay. So, I'm not going to go and look into, what's going on with, Dick and Jane and tell you. I will look into the energy of you and a person, or this is what we will do, but we will not, be your spies in that regard. Okay. Also, we do not tell you, the name or when you're gonna. We if we get a timeline, we are happy to give that timeline. Okay, and very often we do get timelines that come through. All right,
That's true.
but again,
And sometimes we get names, it just pops in, but
Yeah.
we cannot guarantee that. So we just say, don't ask it. And if it comes up, let it come up.
Exactly. But always remember, guys, what I just talked about with, Little Red Riding Hood and the grandma's house. Like, those timelines are affected not so much by what it is that we are seeing or picking up. They can be affected by things that need to come through, or lessons, or whatever it is. All right. So, that we kind of put that back in your hands, if that makes sense.
I will say, though, you and I are pretty good at figuring out and understanding and seeing how people are going to react once we tap into their energy. That does happen quite often.
Absolutely. So
it's just not a guaranteed thing. And I think what we're trying to do, I know for what I was trying to do, and I know you helped me a lot in this mission, is that it's setting a base standard for what a psychic reading should be, so that when you come in, you know what you're guaranteed to get. All that other stuff is just additional good stuff that happens when you're with good psychics, plain and simple. But we're trying to set a baseline, which is something that we can always guarantee, and something you're always going to get, which is an understanding of the energy, the path. Sometimes that timeline pops in or out. I think that's one of those bonuses. Sometimes the name pops in and out. That's one of those bonuses. But we're giving you the baseline here, which should always be good readings in the first place.
Yeah.
And that validation that, we are connected. So.
Okay, we did get your donation, and we do have a list of the donations. Brandon's already.
I've got right now. I've got Miguel, I've got Levity, then Jenny, and then Kay for our donation list. If you have donated, please let me know in the chat. And then with your first name, zodiac, and question. If you are wanting to be just on the lottery list, we've only got 4 people for donations. So we could take some lotteries, but sometimes people
we could
add
do some
in
lotteries, which is cool.
But please do the same thing. Make sure you put your first name, your zodiac, and your question in the chat. But again, if you have donated, please make that note as well.
Yeah, and we need your your person's name. Okay, so make sure you put the person's name, the person that you're interested in, or the person that you're asking about, or whatever. We need their name as well. So, yeah. So you guys just give us a few minutes. We will be back in 3 minutes, and we'll see you soon. Okay, hang on.
Hang tight.
Hello. We're back. All right. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for staying around, listening. Welcome to any new viewers. Hey, Melanie, sorry, I'm like reading wrong. Julie, is that the name? Juhi Patel? Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, Liliana. Guys, thanks so much for being here. It's truly appreciated. So let's get into the first one.
All right. Let me just make sure. I want to make sure I have everybody here on the chat. So I'm over in YouTube. Let's see. Here's Leilani. I love that name. Beautiful. Melody, of course. Who wouldn't love a good melody? Good to see you,
Karen. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So let me just make sure I've got everybody. Okay, so I've listed out the donations, which we've got Miguel first, then Lovedy, then Jenny, then Kay. And then for our lottery list, we've got Cathryn, we've got Esha, we've got Leilani, and Melody. If I have missed you, that means I do not have your question. Please type that in the chat, as well as your first name and your zodiac sign and anybody else that you're talking about. And then we'll be good to go. And I will pick that up as we move along. All right. So first up is going to be our Miguel. And Miguel is Taurus, as you know, and would like to know a general reading and what my guides are trying to tell me.
Okay, so Miguel, the first thing I need to ask you, there's actually a couple of questions, just yes or no. Somebody's been doing it feels like somebody's been doing some crystal work. I feel like there's white quartz crystal work. I don't know if this is you that's doing it. Maybe it's Namie. But I just really felt like some sort of white crystal or white quartz, clear quartz type of energy work coming through. It was actually really strong. I actually felt that. So maybe if you're not doing it, maybe you need to do it. I'm not sure, but I felt that almost immediately when as soon as I saw your name. Okay, and the other part I'm getting two different emotions that are coming through here. One emotion, we have not done it. Okay, maybe that's what you need to do. Because I keep getting, it's almost like, I almost feel like, I don't know how to explain it, pressing it into a diamond, like not that you're really going to do that, but it just feels like this energy of needing to do some sort of crystal work. Okay. And I think I've mentioned that before, but it felt like you guys were actually doing it for me is that was the image that kept coming through, is literally two hands around a white crystal or the, the clear quartz. So it was Namie that brought white quartz. Oh, okay. Maybe that's what it was then. I'm not sure, but it does feel like there needs to be some more work on that. I want to get into your emotions for a minute. So it feels like there's some sort of energy here. There's an energy coming through. There's two things. One, it feels almost like an energy of being disappointed in some way. I'm not exactly sure what that's toward yet. But I'm also getting this energy here where you're feeling, don't laugh at me, okay? It almost feels macho, but a good macho. Like strong, confident, ready to take on something. You're ready to, charge into the world. But there is this element of a bit of disappointment here. I almost am getting this element of that you're focusing too much on the disappointment of whatever that is. I'm not, because I almost feel like it may feel like it's a big thing, but what I'm getting here is that you need to really focus more on this macho side. like like it feels like this is the time to get into the strong, confident Taurus energy that Miguel encompasses. Okay, this is who you need to be. Don't be focused on the little things that you might be looking at and you might be feeling some sort of disappointment about, or maybe there's some sort of external energies that you kind of want. It's almost like you're drifting. I keep getting like this energy of drifting. It's like, here you are, big strong male, and I'm going by your energy, Miguel. I haven't, I think I've seen like maybe one picture of you, so I'm literally going off of the energy that you carry. Okay, this is your energy that I'm getting, is like this, this male. But then you're like a puppy dog. Oh, squirrel. So you're focusing in to, or there's this element of you focusing in on the things that you don't need to focus in on. Okay, it's like, be the pit bull. You don't need to be, the little chihuahua and chasing after a squirrel. Like that's kind of what I'm getting. And because the energy that you carry within you, and this, I don't know. Okay, why are you scared of confronting this energy or completely embracing this energy? Because it does feel that there's okay, well, there we go. Because it feels like there's a little bit of fear of being completely that pit bull, that like the nice pit bull, not the ones that chew off people's arms or anything like that. I'm just teasing for anybody that are pit bull lovers or anything like that. I'm just making a joke. But, like, this is who you are on the inside. And it almost feels like you're kind of taking in that chihuahua energy. So don't be the chihuahua, be that pit bull, be that strong energy. So I hope that makes sense. I think, Brandon, you had a...
Well, it's funny because that's what I was being shown with Miguel's energy, is that there is this sort of change of relationship with faith, the change of the relationship with the self. And specifically, they are kind of pulling me more towards the emotions, which I know this is something that we had talked about in the past. And so it seems that you are creating a new way of relating with the self. So that's exactly why I feel that's kind of coming up right now with what you're picking up, Kathy, because I do see that that change in faith in yourself, Miguel. And I think it's being rewritten in a way that supports the goals and things that you're taking on with your life, and you and Amy at this time now. So it does feel to be a positive thing. I feel like you are in those active steps of it. So honestly, to me, this feels more of like a validation or confirmation than it does anything that feels like anything surprising that you need to know right now that you don't already know. It kind of feels like is a validation of, okay, you're in the right place. You're in the good place. Those things are changing right now. And I think, as Kathy was, to Kathy's point, don't resist the change, kind of step into it, lean into it. The more you resist, the more it's just going to keep coming up anyways. So, take it on while you've got it.
Yeah. It just feels like, I hate being like corny or weird. But it's almost like Namie's probably gonna laugh if she's watching, because I know she is. But I almost like, there's almost like this Greek god energy that you carry and have inside of you.
I get that vibe. I totally get what you're
right. Like, what I'm getting at? Like, the warrior, the Greek god, the
stoic strength, this
right.
I will stand through any storm kind of vibe.
Yeah. And that is just, it's just such an absolutely beautiful energy. And I just feel like Brandon said, allow yourself to just go through this energy. Don't resist, because it does feel like there is a resistance to it in some way, but it's not needed. It's not needed. And whatever, maybe that's where you have to go into that inner child and figure out, why are you scared to embrace it or why are you resisting it? Maybe it's not a fear. Maybe it's just a resistance in some way. And I feel like, just start digging in deep. There may be old childhood issues that you do have to confront as you go through this. That's okay. You don't need to focus in on them. You don't need to, warp your brain around them. Just sort of let them be and acknowledge them for what they were and go through. But it does feel like, actually, this is interesting. I'm actually getting an energy that's coming through here. Did something happen around the age of 20 that kind of, I want to say, okay, now when I say the age of 20, it doesn't need to be exactly 20. It could be a little bit before, it could be a little bit after, you'll know. But I keep hearing something about the age of 20 that could have brought some sort of self-doubt, self-esteem, energy that happened. I don't know if that makes any sense, because that may be around what it is that you're confronting. Again, I say the age of 20.
There we go.
Did he confirm it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, that may be something you may have to go in and deal with the issues, or deal with the, there may be have some sort of heartache or whatever it was, whatever you pushed down, allow to be released. Because I really feel like I kept getting, as soon as I had mentioned that last thing, 20 came up and I was getting shown that energy. So I hope that helps, hon. And, my condolences for your loss. I do think that there's some issues in there that may have to be looked at on a deeper level. Okay. All righty. I actually feel like I want to cry, so I'm not going to cry, but I just want to say, like, I do feel like as you're going through this, allow those emotions to come in. Okay. Because it does, I get this energy of like, I want to cry, and I know it's not my energy. All right. And I have a tendency to cry on air, and I'm going to try really
You're just so sensitive.
Yeah.
Pisces moon, my God.
What's that?
That Pisces moon, my God.
Oh, I know. It's
you just get so blended. You can't help it. All right. Reminder for those of you listening in on Facebook or I Want to Believe, please pop over to Oracle Intuitions YouTube if you do want a reading. Please and thank you. Put your first name, your zodiac, and your question in the chat on Oracle Intuitions YouTube page. Reminder, you got to be subscribed to get a question in.
You're so welcome, Miguel.
Next up is Love Tea. Love Tea, I hope you're here with us. Sometimes I know you kind of let it play, so I will just shoot you a hello in the chat because I know you asked for that before. So if I got the fingers, I will help you out. Okay, so Love Tea is wanting to know love reading between me and R. He is a Capricorn, R is a Capricorn, and Love Tea is Aries.
Okay. Okay. There's a very strong energy coming in from R at this moment. Let me just try to grab it here. You know what? I keep getting this energy of somebody poking you. It's like as if R was like, hey, lovey, hey, love, hey, love, hey, how you doing? I'm here. I don't know if you've heard from him or not. I don't know if there's been some sort of communication, but this is the energy that it's almost as though literally somebody's standing in front of you, like doing jumping jacks, like, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. Did you in some way, did you unblock him? Has there been communication? Maybe I need that first, because it really feels like there is this very, very strong energy that's making its appearance from him. No, I haven't. That's my, okay. So you haven't unblocked, honey, please unblock him. Oh, she did unblock him. Okay, good. Okay. Let it be for right now. Okay, let it be for right now, because even if he is not coming through on the physical level, his energy is so much around you. Like, it's almost this energy of fully surrounding you. So I don't know if he's been like watching. I feel like he did in some way maybe notice, or maybe he hasn't noticed this. That could be where that energy is. Like, it's because it feels a little bit it still feels a little bit disconnected, meaning that communication isn't truly coming. It's almost like I'm literally seeing two red strings, or two red ties that are coming together and starting to be tied. That's really weird. I've never really seen anything like that before. It's almost showing like the communication is coming for. I don't know if he knows that you unblocked him at this point. It may be that he's thinking about it, wants to check. He may have noticed and is trying to find that energy of coming through. Either way, you're very much on his mind. I am getting you know, and it's so weird because, again, I'm getting the dual energy. There is some ego that is still coming through. From him. But there is also, I just feel this energy of like missing you, wanting to contact, wanting to somehow bond this relationship. And Brandon, can you just delete that or block that IFA glory? I think that they're going to be
I don't think I have the power to do
that.
that.
I think I can do that. Then I'll do it off of my side here. Sorry, guys, we don't take trolls, and yeah, we block them. If I accidentally block somebody else, oh shit! See, nope. Okay, but anyway, what I'm basically getting at, Love Tea, is that I do feel this energy coming through. He may need some more work. Okay, there may be some more work that needs to happen. I feel like what you need to do is completely disconnect in the energy of waiting for him. Okay, so disconnect that energy. Don't wait for him. Don't watch him. Don't look at him. Just remove that energy off of him altogether. Focus completely on you at this point, because I almost feel like that energy needs to be connected in order for him to really start taking those steps forward. Okay. Yeah, Brandon?
So, Love Tea, the energy between the two of you, it definitely feels like there is new space kind of opened up. So that confirmation of unblocking him kind of really solidifies, why that's coming up for me. What I do feel is that it feels like R doesn't even have the awareness yet.
That's what I kept feeling too, is like awareness.
Yeah, it feels like he just doesn't have the awareness yet of the new channel, the new space that's opened up between the two of you. But there are still lots of emotions happening from him at this time. Like, I really feel that clear. I know I felt that change in him a few weeks ago, and I know we picked up on that recently as well in one of our recent shows. But when I'm specifically looking at his thoughts and feelings towards you, there is still this feeling of a bond there. There's still this clear sense of something attached, something feeling like it needs to grow in connection with you, and it feels like he is holding on to this bond. So I'm asking Spirit about what's to come in the future, and what I am shown is that there is this new sort of intimate opening. There's this new space, this new almost like a foundation or a new path that gets laid out between the two of you. So I wouldn't I would definitely in some way keep holding that space open. I don't know if I would, because it like is popping into my brain, popping in and out about initiating contact, and it's just not. I'm not really feeling a gut instinct to really do that yet. It just that doesn't really feel. It doesn't feel like the right time and space. But what Spirit keeps showing me is that there is a new opening coming, and I do feel like it is going to be obviously communication between the two of you that is established first, and then I feel like it's going to be this very clear, almost like a burst of insights the two of you get with one another. I mean, the way that I see it kind of rushing in once the two of you do reconnect is it's quite strong. It's quite intense. So I think that's why in the past, we were talking about making sure that your energy, your space was good. I think Kathy and I did read on that a couple times about just remaining in tune, making sure you check yourself and you're not cutting off your nose to spite your face or anything like that, because of the intensity of it rushing back in when it does initiate. Hurry. Of course, we always want it all right now. We gotta have it right now. Let's do it. Come on, keep it going. And love to you, Miss Aries over here. Of course, Aries is the most patient sign in the zodiac. No.
Yeah, I know.
I kid.
I actually did. I wanted to pull some cards, okay, just to kind of get another look at the energy. And it's funny, the cards that are, so the first one is coming through was the Passion card. This actually came through. Brandon had said something, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like that energy of, I still feel that there's a chance. There's still some sort of hope here. And that Passion came through. I also got, give your relationship a chance. Give the chance. Exactly. As Jenny was saying, temperance, trying to be patient. And I feel like that give the relationship a chance is really talking about divine intervention coming in, or divine guidance in some sort. Like, let the divine kind of, guide this. I also got soulmate and hope. So just allow this energy at this point. Try not to rush it. Try not to hurry it. Just allow it to come through in the divine timing that it needs to come through. So, I just wanted to say one thing. So, guys, you do have to be a subscriber, on Oracle Intuitions in order to receive a reading. We do want to let you know, however, that we do take the donations first. When we are done the donations part of the reading, what we do is we do have lottery numbers. Now, we may not be able to get to all of you this week. We really, really, truly try. So, we just want to say thank you for subscribing, because we are here every Wednesday night. And that energy of just being able to be subscribed will give you that extra chance of being picked for the readings. We can't always guarantee that you're going to be picked for the readings, okay? For the lottery numbers, we just try to get through as many as we possibly can during the time period that we have. So I just wanted to let you guys know. And
exactly. That's why we do have.
What's that?
Exactly. That's why we do have the donations also set up, because if you really want a question, we don't require any specific amount, but we allow you to kind of exchange of service. If you have a pressing thing, you can donate to us and we'll put you right at the priority top of the list here. Otherwise, if you want a reading just for fun, you're curious, you're not sure, you want to test us out before you even book a full reading with us, which of course you can do at our website, then, be on that lottery list, wait for your random moment. And hey, we all like to win free stuff. Come on.
Yeah. And we do. We try to get to as many as we can. And we just, your support means the world to us. And we say this all the time, but it's just,
we feel it all the time.
So deep. It's so deep in us, right? So thank you again so much. Who is next? I believe it was Kay. Maybe I'm wrong. Was it Kay?
Next up is Jenny.
Okay. Hey, Jenny. Okay.
Jenny, who can I turn? I'm sure she's heard that a million times. Jenny, I would like to know about my financial situation. I'm still waiting for my load. I think that might be
Loan.
loan. And I'd like to know when I can expect it to come in. Thank you.
Okay, Jenny, I have to ask you one question first. What is happening in September? It feels like there's event, something is coming through. Are you waiting for something besides the loan to be coming through in September, or is this some sort of celebration that's coming through? I'm not exactly sure what it is with September. I'm going to concentrate on the loan. I'm hearing two things. I'm hearing, as soon as I said, when is the loan coming through? The first thing I heard was any day to about. But here's the thing. I felt like almost any day. But I'm getting this other energy that's coming through that this could take till about maybe the middle of August. Oh, the lease ends and I'm not sure of anything else. Okay. Because it just feels like something, like there may be some sort of, there's just this energy of September that's coming through. This could have to do maybe perhaps with you moving or re-signing the lease. I'm not sure. But it does feel like there is an energy here of, I want to say expansion in some way, and maybe this is a bigger place or something along that line. I'm not 100% sure, but what I'm getting with the loan, I keep seeing August. I keep seeing, which is only in a couple of days from now, but it could be between now and to about August. It just feels like I don't want to say like the end of August or anything. Like it feels like around the beginning to maybe the 14th of August is what I keep getting in regards to the loan. I don't know what the delay is. I don't feel that there's an actual delay with any particular problems. I'm not getting anything like that. I just keep feeling this could be just a bank delay in some form. Like just an energy with the bank, they may have other applications, whatever it is. But I do feel it coming through fairly, like I said, between now and the next, I keep hearing August 14th. I don't know why, but I'm going to let that be. And that's what I keep getting.
I'm typing to Leilani because
character. Yeah, you're just so cute. I love that.
I'm typing to Leilani because she's like, "Oh, thank you. You're gonna have that song stuck in my head the rest of the night." I'm like, "Stick around. I'll get 100 more stuck in your head." My brain literally thinks of music, and oftentimes what I've really wanted to do, if anybody's interested, let me know. But what I've really wanted to do is connect with your energy and just tell you a song that I hear in connection with your energy. I feel like that would be really cool. Kay, you are up next, but I'm going to finish here connecting with Jenny and reading for her. So right away, when I look into the energy of finances, Spirit immediately shows me that abundance, prosperity, money is being unlocked and ready to brush in. So I don't feel like there is anything specific on your part that can be done to make it rush in. Like Kathy was saying, I do feel like it's something going on with like the bank in their hands. Now, I'm not sure what time frame you had been given, Kathy, but what I can say is that it does feel within this next week that it is in the bank's hands. Spirit is giving me this indicator that in the 2 weeks, they're just showing me a male's energy, being the one with some kind of news, and they're that one that kind of initiates in. And really what I feel, so it's likely that you'll probably hear within the next 2 weeks and be able to get that correspondence. But I want to confirm this, that by the third week, what I keep seeing is like investments, rooting. So it feels like, in that 3 weeks, you'll actually have the money to be moving around and doing stuff, making money moves, if you will. So I feel like it's probably going to be in this 2 weeks, 2 weeks or less time frame here.
I just kept hearing any day, like anytime. Of course, Spirit can, anytime could be a minute, could be, but but then I'm showing a date. And when I looked into the date, when it came up around August 14th. I don't feel you're going to have to wait that long, though. Something about that is being shown to me. I'm not 100% sure as to what it has to do about. It could even have to do with what Brandon was saying, is heading into that element of abundance.
Oh, that's totally happening. But I did ask Spirit what you need to be doing now, Jenny. You remember how we talked a while ago about cutting out people that drain you?
Yes.
They are highlighting this as well, that you need to cut off those little buds off of your tree that are trying to siphon off all of your energy. You know how when you prune a tree, right, and you want it to grow a certain way, even though there's clear foliage there, you've got to cut that off so that it grows in those ways that you want it to. That's exactly what you need to do now with your own resources. You got to cut out that stuff that is not serving your main goal. I want you to view your finances like a tree, a trunk. And you have to invest money here. You have to invest money there. You have these goals here and this way. All these other little branching things, those are the things that need to be pruned out right now so it can grow in the direction that you want it to. There's a reason why there is the cliche analogy of a money tree. Yes, money does not grow on trees. I mean, at some point it kind of did, but it's a great way to view it as a tangible thing, because money really is an energy. Even the tender that we get, that paper, you'll read right on the dollar, at least in America. I don't know if it says it on Canada, but it says legal tender for debt. It's not actually valuable. We just think it's valuable because we've all weirdly agreed upon it. But money is energy. So when you work with it on its level, it can really start to flow in.
It's interesting because if you do pay attention to the law of attraction methods, technically or energetically, a penny has as much energetic value as $1 million. So if you can manifest a penny, you can manifest $1 million. It's really the restrictions that are within our mind that put that limitation in there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, really what happens is because we really get into this energy of like, oh, that's a lot of money. Yeah, what would I, and we don't worry about the value of a penny because it's a penny. We're not really going to buy anything with that. I mean, maybe in 1901, that was worth a little bit more, but when you look at the value of a penny, we don't put any value or worth into it in that restriction amount of energy. So that's something that, to take a look at. It's interesting because I keep seeing, and you know how I work, Jenny, but I keep seeing the clover from how do you pronounce that? The Lenormand deck. I keep seeing clover, which for those that do know it, this talks about luck, finances, all of that stuff. And that keeps, showing me something coming through. I feel like in regards to this other question here, he's going to keep being a pain, but the understanding is there. I don't know how to explain that, but I feel like I don't know exactly what he's being a pain about, but I do feel some sort of topic being brought up. Okay. Whatever it is that he is going on about. But there's a level of understanding. Oh, okay. So she gets it. All right. So she knows what I'm talking about. All right.
Yeah,
that's
I feel like,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, Brandon, we did get that donation.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Kalel. Am I saying that right? Kalel.
Okay. All right.
So Kalel, you'll be after Kay, Kay is up next.
Perfect.
All right. So Kay actually donated for multiple questions here. So they're asking 2 questions. So that would be our max if you did want more than 1 question answered. We could do 2 questions if you did donate for 2 of them that Kay has done.
KL,
Yeah.
like Superman. I love it.
Kal-El. Okay, there we go.
Wow, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Kay's question here. I was told I'll be quitting my job because of having to stand for my morals. What is the situation that'll come about that'll make me quit for having to stand for my moral principles? So it sounds like, Kay, that you got another reading from somebody else and you're asking us to clarify a reading from another psychic. Is that the case? Because if so, even on my place, I kind of state that I don't read other psychic stuff, but we can confirm or deny if we feel you quitting your job here and what we see around it. Meh. Awesome. Thank you, Meh. Again, if you have donated or if you do want a reading, please type in your first name, zodiac sign, and your question in the chat, and I will put you on our list. If you've donated, please let me know, and I'll put you on our priority list. If you have not donated, that's totally okay. We love you being here, and you will be put on our lottery list.
Yes. Okay, so the question was again?
So the question was, I was told I'll be quitting my job because of having to stand for my morals. What is the situation that'll come about that'll make me quit for having to stand for my moral principles?
Yeah, I'm going to be straight up. I'm not. I don't feel this happening soon, if it's to happen. There is an energy here, however, of a level of frustration within you. So this could have to do with some sort of moral values. It feels as though there's an unfair, how do I explain this? It almost feels as though there is some sort of unfair energy that could be coming towards you, or having you maybe in some way make you feel like you're compromising yourself in regards to this employment. Like it almost feels like it's like that energy of you have to do this in order to gain that. Are you actually going to quit? I don't know. I almost feel like there could be a reasonable solution in some way to this. But it may not be the energy of actually quitting the job. It may be the energy coming through here that there would be perhaps you being moved to some sort of different department, maybe a change within a title of some sort. Like it just feels like there could be a shift here. I'm really getting okay, I'm going to actually give you some advice here. Okay, I feel like this situation can be cleared, that there could be a possible solution to this situation. However, you're going to have to allow yourself to somehow look at it from a different perspective in some way. It doesn't mean that you are to compromise your values or your morals in any way. I do not feel that. Like that is not the solution. But I almost feel, because behind what I'm telling you is this energy of almost anger. It's like overreaction. Okay, an overreaction energy that comes through first. So it almost feels like, in some way you could be dealing with some sort of compromising situation or some sort of situation, as you had said, that maybe you're looking at, you think that it's compromising your values. What I'm getting is to take a step back and really think about it first before reacting. That is the energy that is coming through. Don't overreact first. Okay?
That's pretty solid advice here. So I approach this a little bit differently, Kay. I'm looking at the energy of your job, of each job. I'm looking at the gym, I'm looking at the restaurant, and I'm looking at your continuity at each. So first off, when I look at the energy of you at this gym, I do feel like there is this sort of this feeling of like, is this stunting my growth? Am I really going to be growing here? I do feel a lot of questions surrounding your energy being there at the gym. When I look at you being at the restaurant, what I feel are some pretty it just feels like there are some really great bonds there. I feel like some fun relationships with other people. I feel like for whatever reason, there might be a little bit of immature energy, but it kind of feels like the fun immature where you just get to be a little bit playful and pal around. So when I look at the continuity of you being at the gym, it feels like this energy, although it might feel rooted, I don't know why, but I feel like there's like a lot of difficulty in the communications that you have with people. I feel like the communication isn't clear. I feel like people are not direct. I feel like there could be a lot of confusing or mismatched directions or orders. And it kind of feels like you kind of, I keep saying kind of a lot because it's just, it feels circumstantial. It feels like it randomly comes in and it randomly comes out. And I think that's the point of that energy, is that it's not fully solid. And so what I keep being shown is that there is an ambiguity about what you're doing there. And it does create that feeling of confusion. It creates this weird energy. When I'm looking at you and the restaurant, what I keep being shown is that a bond is what causes the transformation. So I am not specifically picking up that you like have to quit for some moral reason. That's not what I'm being shown. And I think, again, it's because all of this is within your control. And you can choose whether you want to or not. But what I do feel is that this tendency towards what I'm seeing with the restaurant is that there might be an intense emotional reaction that causes you to have to leave the restaurant. So if I were to say, you know, that was going to happen, that you're forced to quit, it does feel more so that it would be the restaurant. And Kathy, that was the second question. I don't think I read that to you, which was,
okay.
What job will it be? What job will it be at? Is it my gym job?
I
or
was
my restaurant
I was
job?
thinking there, I was like, I don't understand. I was talking about the jobs. I didn't see it. Like, did I miss
That was
something? Did I
funny.
totally tune out during that? I was like, what's happening? What's happening?
So that was the second question. What job will it be at? Is it my gym job or my restaurant job? Is that due to a lever there? At the restaurant, what I'm being shown is that the bonds are highly important at that place, but I'm shown that an emotional reaction causes the transformation, or, you know, the change in employment there.
I really feel that okay, so when I'm looking into the energy of everything that's going on, I feel like, you had said the restaurant. Is that right, Brandon? Because I keep picking up on the restaurant. You feel like that's the one?
Yeah, I feel like that would be the one. Yeah.
Because it feels for me, okay. I'm gonna separate this into energies. When I look at the gym, there's a more mature attitude going on here. There's more a singularity attitude. You know, people that are focused in on themselves. There's a more a higher maturity level in some form that is going around. Okay, looking at the gym, whether or not that's exactly happening, I don't know. But what I'm saying is that the general energy of the individuals feels like it is stronger, more mature. Again, a little bit more singularity. Like they're focused on their own positions or perhaps exercise or perhaps their own, mental and physical health. And this in some way has made them stronger. Okay. That's the energy. When I'm looking at the energy of the restaurant, it feels chaotic. It feels immature. And this is where I'm looking at it. It feels like there's a more immaturity. Again, giving that advice coming through, I want to say, first of all, remove yourself from any dramatic situations, because it does feel like Brandon had said that there's emotional blow in regard, but I feel like you need to step back and take a look at it. And I feel like this is something that you need to remember. Maybe write it on your hand. I don't know, but I'm just teasing. But, like, look at something, maybe write it in your locker if you guys have a locker, like just to look at, to remember to look at something from a different perspective before you react in an emotional or sensitive way. Because I do feel that there could be, I'm getting gossip, not stemming from you, around you. And I feel like that may be the lead in some way towards whatever is going on here. But I do feel like, as Brandon did, this is within your control. This is within your control. When you step back and you look at it from a different perspective, kind of think of it as elementary. I hate to say it, but sometimes restaurants can behave in that manner, I was a bartender for 25 years. Like I've been in that energy. But what I'm getting here is, by taking that step back, taking the few breaths that you need to do before you jump in and feel like you have to defend yourself, or before you feel like there's going to be some blow up. I really feel like here, do not engage in any gossip, drama, anything like that, whether it's about you or whether it's not about you. This is exactly what I'm getting from that energy. So I hope that helps, because that's what, and I still feel like it's all in your hands. I don't feel like you're going to have to leave. It may only be because of an overreaction in some way. It may not be your overreaction, but again, remain calm as you're going through this situation. That's really what I get. So I'm glad it helped, Kay. Thank you so much.
Ooh, sticky situation when you are deeply involved with those you work with.
So I'm just going to address, I do see some people coming through on Facebook. I just wanted to let you guys know, make sure that you go over to Oracle Intuitions on YouTube if you are wanting a reading. Okay. So I know that you guys are seeing us live, but I think that if you just literally click on the link, it will take you over to Oracle Intuitions. Or, if you, for whatever reason, can't click on the link, just go over to Oracle Intuitions on YouTube. You do have to be a subscriber in order to get a reading. And we cannot guarantee that you will be getting a reading today. We will have a lottery list. I believe that we have one more reading coming through here. And then we're going to get into the lottery list. And then that is going to be just random. Okay, we're probably going to be doing, 2 or 3 readings, the best that we can, but we do have time limits. So just wanted to let you know. All right.
Yes. It's Kay. If you're trying to donate for another reading, please let's give some other people a chance, because we are running out of time and we do have other people that have donated. M-E-H. If you're still in the chat.
No, she didn't. Never mind. Sorry.
Did Meh donate? I don't know who Meh is, but they did say they donated in the chat. And I would like to make sure that if they did donate, that they get their reading. So please let me know.
Yes.
There we go.
Also, it is, I believe,
Kalel.
It's first. Yeah, Kalel is first. Theirs came through first.
Yes, so. Kalel is up next, and then we'll have Meh. So Meh, if you could, Please type your first name, your
I got you,
zodiac
Matt.
sign,
Got you.
and your question in the chats. And you will be right up after Kalel, who is up next. All right. Kalel's question. Are you ready, Kathy?
You bet.
All right. Hi, my name is Kalel. My zodiac sun sign is Capricorn. Now we've got somebody who knows astrology. Thank you, Kalel. My question is, what do my spirit guides want me to know?
Oh, goodness. Okay. Give me just a sec to tap in, okay? Okay. Now, when I do readings, sometimes what happens is I will see images. Okay. You may have to confirm for me the images that I'm getting. They should make sense to you, or they will, in some way be a guidance to you. You'll know what I mean as soon as I'm getting this. So as soon as you asked me what your guides wanted to say or let you know, I actually saw a halo. And it was an interesting energy. It wasn't so much a halo as it was almost like a huge light that was coming through behind you. I feel two things with this light, and I don't know if this makes sense to you at this point. You can always confirm it. You can do, whatever it is. But I'm going to tell you what those energies are showing me. Something about, first of all, there is an energy, there is a guide that is behind you that I do feel has been illuminating, standing behind. It feels as though this guide, you guys are really connected.
You got that right.
With this guide. It feels like this guide and yourself and your energy is so almost one. There's almost a oneness there with this guide. And I feel like this is why I'm being shown almost this light of a halo. It's like this huge halo that's behind you, and it's literally connecting to you in a state of oneness. I am getting told, ooh, I don't know if there's, are you in performance or stage or something along that? Like, I almost feel like, are you writing a book? Is there something that you're trying to accomplish here? Because I keep getting told, so it's almost this energy of fame or recognition in some way that's coming through, like you're about to be recognized. And through the process of this, okay, thinking about writing a novel. Do it. Work with this guide. This guide is guiding you. You are connected with this guide, and they will help the energy of this novel to come through, because I keep getting recognition. I keep getting they're also talking about soul experience, soul renewing experience in some way. That is like, isn't that crazy, right?
Yes, I'm picking up all the same things. Yes.
Yeah. That's coming through. I almost am literally being shown their arms, and not in a possessed way. I don't want anybody to go into that energy. It's almost like their arms form into you to write this novel. Again, I keep getting the word oneness. Oneness is being very strongly presented to you here. Okay, I've been having frequent dreams of meeting a woman. I'm not sure if that's important. I feel just follow that energy, but I can't tell if this guide has I'm going to be honest. I feel like this guide is almost gender neutral, or it's allowed in some way to morph into the energy that is needed at that moment. Yeah, automatic writing, Melody says that's exactly it. Like, it's almost as though this guide morphs into you in some way to bring through the energy that is needed at that moment. There's a really interesting, so if you ever get a chance, I really highly recommend the book. What is it? The greatest salesman, the greatest salesman in all the earth, or something like that. It's by Og Mandino. Okay. And his wife writes the best salesman in the world. My brain is, I'm focusing in on you. I'm not focusing in on the title. I tend to forget things, but his wife writes at some point when he was writing this book, is that because it's a very spiritual book, it has to do with, God, Jesus, the whole bit. There's a lot of scrolls, and it's a very intricate book. His wife wrote that he had, writer's block at one point. And then when she woke up, she went to bed, she left him sitting there. And I feel when she woke up, she was like, there was the entire novel written, and he was literally in this trance writing it. And I feel like that may have something to do with it. I know you're talking about feeling like a soulmate, been trying to reach out to me.
Well, this is what I am being shown, actually. Okay.
Yeah. Good. That's awesome. You go. You go.
Are you ready? I didn't want to cut you off, but I just wanted, I wanted Khalil to know that that's totally what was being shown to me right now.
I feel like, well, the thing is, I mean, the guides can have those different messages coming through, but what I'm getting is this oneness that is coming through. This could have to do with the soul connection in some way.
Yes. But, well, okay. Yeah. So this is so interesting that you saw it this way, the energy I was picking up on as well. So the way I want to describe what Kathy was first describing is that when I was trying to connect with the guides, the immediate thing that they showed me is this beautiful, like, direct channel into higher self. And like, you do channel a lot of higher energies. And so Kathy was seeing it as like this halo, which represents a level of consciousness that was also being described to me by that direct channel with higher self. So it was really, really beautiful confirmation that we're both tapped into that energy, and you absolutely do have it, Khalil. It's pretty freaking cool. Now, when I was specifically asking guide, spirit, source about what you needed to know, what they were trying to let you see, they were bringing me to the awareness of you and the suppression that you have done with, I don't know if it's multiple relationships or one specific relationship in the past, because they're showing me that that's not fully healed yet. They're showing me that healing was not integrated. And that's what you're going to be stepping into at this time, is reverse back into healing whatever trauma or issue had happened in the past with this past relationship or multiple past relationships, that is going to get you to that state of oneness that Kathy keeps talking about. It's something that has been gnawing internally at your soul for quite a while. And it is something that it really is going to be addressed. I do feel like those dreams that you're feeling when I'm connected with the energy of that dream is a soulmate trying to reach out to you on the spiritual or the psychic level. And so when you do the work, when you go through whatever healing that still has to be let up, that's when that soulmate will actually manifest and become physical. And then you will see that connection between the two of you in physical form, not just in your dreams, not just on, the kind of astral plane, the astral realm. What I specifically am shown is that whatever happened in this previous relationship that they keep telling me needs to be revisited and healed, is that it was it's as if you avoided the destruction, if that makes sense. And I don't know if you disappeared, ran away, left before the full destruction could actually happen, but avoiding it in some way, and then in turn forcing yourself not to think about it, is what is kind of causing the delay for the other soul connection to happen for you. So over the soulmate coming in, the unhealed relationship might be related to my parents. That would make sense, because I am shown that there is that possibility of multiple relationships here. And they're just
I really recommend watching the beginning of our show today. too, go back and watch the beginning of our show, because we do talk about the cord cutting, the deep dive into our possible inner self. Sorry, Brandon, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just didn't want to forget that.
It does feel like that avoidance of the destruction. Now that you describe it, it's definitely that. Okay, I knew you would know as soon as I described the energy of it. It's the avoidance of it that is going to be that process. And honestly, so as soon as you said novel, immediately I saw you channeling, and then somebody said it even in the chat, automatic writing. I saw you channeling the process and revisiting it. So I would really write it out. Here, I'm going to give you an amazing exercise to use. So I want you to write and go back to that traumatic moment, whatever that moment was where you tried to avoid that destruction. And I want you to write as if you are that age, whatever age that was, however long ago that was, write from that perspective. And then I want you to it's a little bit of imagination. It's a little bit of role play, but you're going to be able to do it because you do have that good connection with Source Higher Self. I want you to write as if you are them. Okay. And I want you to create that dialogue and write back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Not only is it going to be a good exercise for you and writing, period, if you do want to write a novel, but it's really going to help that. It helps the ego, the protective mechanism that doesn't want to feel hurt. It's going to help it get out of the way. You're going to be able to see things in a higher objective perspective. So this really is going to be the process, because what Spirit keeps showing me is that you're going to go from clouded confusion into this, oh God, I got to feel all these things. Oh my God, this is too much. I'm losing it. Into just, oh my God, I didn't even know this whole world was here. Oh my God. And it's like this relief, this vindication. It is this healing. It is this beauty. It is this bountiful sense of beauty and harmony that really enters into your life. So highly recommend taking this on. And I say this because I feel very confident in you. I do not feel worried about you, Kalel, because you do have such a great connection with your higher self, with guides and source. So I'm not worried about you. You got this. It's a beautiful moment, I think, in your timeline, where you're going to literally rewrite the relationship you have with your past, and you're going to see the effect that it has not only on your present but your future too. It's a beautiful time to do that.
I truly love the way you describe that. I think that's a perfect exercise that will really help. I keep hearing the word clarity, give clarity to the situation and help, the releasing that is needed. However, I also want you to really utilize or focus in on this guide that is coming through.
Yes, right. Do that in your exercise.
Yes.
Is let your guide come in there. And be like, okay, what would my guide say about what my parents and I are talking about? And channel that energy. Use your imagination. It might feel a little weird at first. It might feel like pretend, but trust me, you're coming from a higher source. Just let it flow, and it's going to do it. So include them in there too, because Kathy's absolutely right. You got to exercise that relationship. Yeah,
and this guide has a lot of energy in that. Really, again, that element of oneness is coming through with this guide, and they want to help. They want to help the guidance of this energy. Okay. So I hope that helped. Why am I getting feedback? Do you hear the feedback, or is it?
I do not, because it's probably because I have a song playing in my brain again. So I'm going to share it with everybody. What is it? It was the line, now it's time to free me from the chains. What is that? Stupid Love, Gaga. It just came into my head as we were talking about Kalel here. So that was probably the feedback. Sorry, Kathy. I got songs in my brain all day.
Well, what's my song?
Oh. No, I don't hardly know her. Crimson and Clover.
There you go. You know what? Joan Jett was one of my favorites too. So
was it really?
Oh yeah, I love Joan Jett.
It was the first thing that I heard as soon as you asked. I just heard
The Little Drummer Boy is my favorite Christmas song from Joan Jett. Isn't that crazy? So you're so welcome, Kalel. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So good to meet you. Thank you for being here.
We truly appreciate you.
Honestly, I hope
joining
I
us
hope to
today.
hear from you. I hope to hear from you again because I would love to promote your book. I would love to hear about how you've gone through this journey because you are going to have something very, very interesting, and I really, really want to hear about it. So please come back. I hope you come back.
I love this from Melody too. Crazy how we can be on the same frequency at the same time. Started writing a novel 3 days ago. Yeah.
What?
Beautiful energy, right? Like, there you go.
That stuff happens all the time.
This is universal consciousness. And once you tap in, there's so much that you can, be guided towards, right?
I don't understand how we have so many trolls. It's all Facebook too. What are all the Facebook trolls doing trying to hack these people?
I just want to let you guys know as well.
Adeyemi is a fake too. Ifakatu, whatever it is a fake too. That's their last name. Just saying.
Yeah, we get rid of trolls, guys, very, very quickly. So there you go.
Said no, thank you.
Yeah, good for you. That's awesome. Hey guys, if you guys are watching on Facebook, make sure you guys head over to Oracle Intuitions on YouTube in order. What did I? Oh, you put that up there. Okay. Did I put that up there or did you just put that up there?
You put it up there and I laughed my ass off because that was hilarious.
Oh, okay. I was trying to delete Mr. I am a fake.
Oh, Leilani. I mean, it's a little bit biased because the first thing I hear is Aloha Oi. I mean, it's got to be because of the Hawaiian first name. Meke ona on. I don't even know the rest of the words. I'm so sorry. I used to. I haven't been in Hawaii in months, so I forgot how to say.
But you're going back soon, so there you go.
So I'll be in the right vibes.
So Meh is next. Her name's Cathryn. I don't remember her question though. I don't know.
So she had typed it up here. So it says, "My name is Cathryn. I am a Capricorn. Will is a Libra. Oh wait, no, excuse me. Will Saros, who is a Libra, reach out to me, and are we compatible?"
Okay. Will is a Libra.
Nope, no. Scratch that. Scratch it. I said it wrong.
Okay.
So Will Saros, who is a Libra, Saros is a Libra, reach out to me, and are we compatible?
Okay. Do you mind taking a look in that first, just simply because I'm going to get rid of Mr. Fake Dude here that keeps popping up all over the place.
Just a reminder, Cathryn, and those of you listening in on Facebook, please pop over to YouTube Live, Oracle Intuitions YouTube channel. That is where I can grab your question and put you on the list. We don't have our moderator, so I have moderating, taking everybody's questions from YouTube. So I need you over there so I can get your question. So please pop over to Oracle Intuitions YouTube page so we can get you there.
Yeah,
we're going to have to do something about this Facebook chat.
Yeah, we might have to. We may have to. Unfortunately, it may come down to where we may have to just watch off of YouTube instead of. I love streaming it to Facebook. I don't know what platform I was creating there. There you go. There's a new platform. Whoever wants to create it, it's called FaceYard. I just created a. Not multi-million-dollar company there, but
Leilani, that was so wrong on many levels. Hey, I can hit multiple levels. You good and bad.
Yeah,
I'm a multi-leveled, multifaceted, superfluous soul.
Let's get into Karen's reading. Saros. Okay, can you say it one more time for me because I got to wrap my brain around it.
I am a Capricorn. Cathryn is Capricorn.
Cathryn is Capricorn.
Will Saros, who is the Libra, reach out to me, and are we compatible?
Sure. Okay. Please don't hold this against me. Okay. As I say this, Karen, you can be very focused when you wish to be focused. I feel like you have a lot of ambition. I feel like you have, it feels, I want to say purpose. Okay. Purpose within your life, your existence. I mean, not that we don't all have purpose, but I hope that makes sense. It's like you have a goal, whatever that goal is. It feels like there is a strong goal within your energy. I do feel that you will get a message from him, or he will reach out to you. However, I feel like the issue, the situation, the problem that may come in through here, and I'm feeling this really strongly, is I'm kind of getting that energy of this person doesn't feel like they have a strong foundation within them. They may have a foundation within work, or they may have a foundation within, some other area of their life. But it does feel like there is a disconnected energy within romantic relationships in some way, meaning that they may come in fairly quickly, but also that energy of possibly disappearing as well. Doesn't mean that they would be gone long, but I feel like you need more consistency than possibly he may be able to provide you at this time. This is going to be, there's this energy that's coming through here of a challenge or a challenging relationship in some manner within this. Okay. It does feel like there could be this energy of, it almost feels like they talk better than their he can talk the talk but not walk the walk. Okay, it is the energy that's coming through. So they may talk a good game, but then when you're ready to meet, or you're ready to get together, there could be this energy of, oh, I got to do this today. And I don't feel like this is particularly because they're not interested or anything like that, because I do get that interest coming in from him towards you. However, it's like, bright, shiny object over here. They're going to pay attention to that all of a sudden. And this could end up being very frustrating for you in the long term. So I do feel that this might be something that you need to really consider. I feel like this person is going to have to prove to you who they are, rather than you being in this energy of, I almost feel like you have to make them step up to prove who they are in order to have this relationship. Like, you may need to have, set boundaries. Like if they cancel, coming through, or let's say you have a date or a meeting to go through, you may have to, if they cancel, you may have to say, okay, look at, I'm going to have to take this in my hands. Like, either push this in some sort of, okay, well, I'm available this day, and don't let go on that. Okay. Like, let's say your date was for a Saturday night and they say, hey, can we meet another day? Sure. I'm available Wednesday. Done and done. That's it. Or something along that line. Like, you know what I'm getting at? Because it feels like there's this lazy type of energy that comes through with them, is what I keep getting. And again, it's not because of how they feel or that they're not interested or anything like that. I feel like this is a character trait within this person, and you may need to really put up some boundaries.
Yeah, it's very bouncy, it's like, it reminds me of somebody, if you go back to grade school, right? And you've got that one person who never fully anchors with somebody, but they kind of jump around to each lunch table. And they're like, oh, I heard this. And then they go over here, and, oh, I heard this over here. And, they're never like anchoring in, into any group or anything. So I totally get what you're saying here. Karen, when I look at the energy between you and Saros, there really feels like this, the energy just feels large. If the two of you are ever in contact or around one another or connecting, communicating in some way, it's just like you create this feeling of like, oh my gosh, like the two of them are in a room. Oh my goodness. Like everybody can feel it. It's just that it's that floating, fluttering feeling that Kathy is talking about that comes up. And it's like, it all of a sudden is just poof. The energy is gone, and they are showing me that it is due to Saros here, and why that's happening. But when I'm looking at his thoughts, his feelings towards you, I really do feel a genuine emotional connection here. I mean, there is positivity, there is the emotional pull, and I really feel a pleasantness in the communication. Like he really values talking with you. He really values your perspective and what you offer to him and the way you make his brain think. But I do feel like when I ask Spirit what's to come in the future between the two of you, there is this little bit of a challenge, yes. So I think Kathy and I are picking up on the same energy here. And it does feel to be, it seems in line with what we're talking about, because what Spirit keeps showing me is this, it's a question of faith. It's a question of the morals, the MO, modus operandi, what is fueling you, what is driving you, why are you doing this? You know, are you doing that? What are your intentions? And I do feel it is going to be a question of intentions that does cause a very clear analysis, a breakdown of everything that's involved. And the two of you will be forced to revisit the foundation of your connection if you have not done so yet. And even if you did in the beginning, it's going to be revisited, because that seems to be what needs to be settled. Saros needs that anchor, that grounding, that grounding point in the connection between the two of you. I think you naturally already have that, but there's something that keeps telling me when I'm connected with your energy specifically, Karen, that you really do need that in your connection. You need that sense of security, and you need to know that somebody's on that same page with you. It can't be ambiguous. It can't be lofty and floaty. Now, in that same respects, I also think that Saros will kind of pull different energies out of you as well and allow you to be a little bit, oh, let's do some surface level stuff, let's do this and that. So I think really investing into this would be a good relationship for the both of you. I think it is going to challenge you both in different ways. And I think as long as you keep showing up for one another and, saying, I will do this work, I will get into this. That's what's really going to genuinely make it, because it's that feeling of that other person giving something up that they used to do. And it's just giving up a pattern. It's not any other crazy kind of sacrifice. You don't got to cut off, your pinky nail or something to give and put in the wish. No, it's nothing like that. It's not that extreme. It's all about changing the little bit of patterns so that the two of you can allow yourselves to merge. So I do feel like, once you revisit the foundation of the connection, that's going to be your major tell on how the relationship is going to go, how the vibe is going to feel for the both of you. So remember to take that time when that does come up.
I do feel that Saros is brought to you to help. It's very similar to what Brandon is saying. It may even be the same thing, because I was kind of paying attention to the chat at the same time. But what I keep getting through here is it feels as though this energy of teaching you, helping you, guiding you, bringing out new aspects or new energy within yourself. However, again, I do feel that you may have to put boundaries on this relationship. Meaning, like, if he starts to go off willy-nilly over here and you find yourself in a pattern of waiting or frustration, this needs to be brought up early, and it may need to be brought up a couple of times. It just feels like there's going to need to be some sort of boundary within that situation. Okay. And as Brandon was saying, something that you need to pay attention to as you go through this process as well. So I hope that's helped. I don't know if they're still there. Are they still there? I haven't seen them.
I know she's still. I can feel Karen. I can feel her.
Okay,
she is absorbing right now, and I can feel her.
Yeah.
I can feel her processing. I don't know if she's even writing everything down. I can feel the attention. I can feel the sense of her being unsure, even about us, what we're picking up. I know she needs to see proof in order to be able to understand it and understand its validity. But I think in this moment, Karen, just trust that, like Kathy said, this connection was brought to you, and it does feel important to experience and to go through it. So
yeah, and you're so
really,
welcome.
really, just allow yourself.
She just said thank you. So you're so welcome. Keep us updated. Let us know how it goes. Tune in next week. We always appreciate those messages. Even if you're not seeking a reading, just let us know how things are working out.
Yeah, we like updates.
We've had a lot of people they'll pop in even if they can't stay for the whole show just to give us an update, and they'll be like, okay, this exactly happened. Thanks for everything, and whatever it is. So absolutely keep us updated, keep us in, keep in touch
in
with
the
us.
loop. We want to know.
So I believe that we are going to be moving on to our lottery list.
We are at our lottery list.
And so guys, I just want to explain how this works. Okay. With our lottery list, we are going to write down your names, please give us your names, your birth date, and your question. All right. I just want to let you guys know, I'm really, after a couple of hours, my energy really starts to drain here. So if you're asking for a general reading, that you may just get a general reading. Okay. If you want to have, if you're looking into something specific, please let us know, because that will be a little bit more specific. It will really help. And, after 2 hours of just popping out readings, yeah, just imagine you guys talking to somebody just generally for 2 hours. So, especially when we're getting to the end here, it's not that it's hard to, tap into the general readings. It's just easier, honestly, if you give us something to take a look at. Okay. What else are we do not do legal. We do not do, health in any way. We do not do third-party situations where we are, kind of just being a camera and you're in somebody else's bedroom. Like, we will look into the energy of you and them, but we will not look into a separate energy that has nothing to do with you. Okay. We will not look into that. All right. And again, if you're asking for if you're asking for a relationship reading, is there somebody's name? Okay. Are you looking into somebody specific, or like, what is it that you're wanting out of that relationship? Or is it, are you seeking a relationship? Okay. So
remember, if you are on Facebook, please go to YouTube Live Oracle Intuitions page. That is where we will be taking the readings. Can we confirm that we have a donation from Andrea?
Oh, did she send one? Oh, yes, she did.
All right. So Andrea is going to be up first here. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you for joining us.
Andrea.
All right, so Andrea's up next. So this is how we do it, guys. We started the channel without doing any donations. We just did a lottery list and tried to connect to as many people as we could. But now, a lot of people really had pressing questions. We had to figure out a way, for us to all honor that moment. And so the donation does put you as a priority here, and then we'll do the lottery. So like Kathy said, we'll try to do as many as we can, but we have been live for 2 hours and 22 minutes now, or 22 seconds, 222. So we will try to get to as many as we can. All right, so Andrea is going to be up next. Thank you again for the donation, love. Are you ready?
You bet.
Andrea is a Pisces, and person of interest is Pisces as well. His name is Greg. Just want to know what his true intentions are when it comes to me. I want to know what was the reason for meeting him.
Okay. Give me just a second. Here's the interesting thing. I very rarely get this. I know Brandon does sometimes, where he connects, like brings the person in and actually has a discussion with them. And I very rarely do that. I look at the energy surrounding, and that's how I read. That's how I show or that's how people, or the energy is shown to me. Okay. And as soon as I asked, I felt Greg step up. And there's a very kind energy within this person. It does feel that there is an element of confusion within them. There's a lot of growth, spiritual growth, I feel, that is taking place within this relationship. It almost, have you guys spoken recently, Andrea? Because it almost feels like there's a bit of distance here. I don't know if this is within, communication, or if the distance is long distance, but I keep getting shown
it feels that way to me.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you could just clarify that for us, Andrea, just what that distance is, because it does feel like it almost feels like a communication to some degree, energy. And it in and out of, there we go, communication, in and out. I feel like there's an apology that I keep getting from him, which again is really out of the norm for me. One day he'll text like one line, next day nothing. Yeah. There's almost this energy of an apology that's coming through her. I don't feel like he's done anything or anything like that. But what I keep getting shown is he's talking about, I hate using this cliche again, but it's like trying to find himself. He's trying to figure out his own, I'm waiting for an apology just so we can move on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Cause there's an apology. It's coming through, but I don't know if he will be able to express it on a verbal level, but the apology is coming through on an energetic level. And it feels to me like he's really in this place of confusion where he's trying to figure out his next step within his life, his next, like whatever, his energy towards you. I'm sorry. He actually, like, when I focus in on him, he holds out his arms to hug you. Like, there is a very strong energetic bond here. And it's like there's a level of comfort that he wants to give you on a spiritual level. There's an energy of wanting to hold you. Oh my gosh, I really never get stuff like this, like in that type of, again, directly, like him in front of me telling me this stuff. It's like he wants you to know, like he holds you. He feels your pain. He feels the sadness. There is a very, very strong deep soul connection tie here. Okay. And I really want you to, you can tell I'm getting tired because my tongue gets like, I feel like a cartoon character with the tongue's hanging out, but what he's telling me is to hold on to the energy that you get from him, that you feel from him, because this is going to, okay. So he's saying to me very specifically, you feel me, you feel my arms, you feel my energy, you feel when I am with you. I am always with you. Please do not focus on the minor or the little things that are of no consequence, because what happens is when you do that, there is a sense of anger that comes through with that energy, or a sense of disappointment in me. There's a sense of, not having faith or not having hope within me towards you. And I'm trying to give this to you, but I need things that I have to figure out at this moment that are more, that will help this connection grow into the future. When you feel my energy around you, please embrace the energy and just send that unconditional love, because through this process, this will bond us together. Does that make sense?
Channeling, my goodness.
Like he came through so strong.
See, that's it. I know.
Well, usually when I channel, it's guides, and I do channel quite often guides or spirit or whatever. It's very rare that I channel the human, and he needs you to know this.
Well, that's, it is perfectly in balance. I know I've met people like Greg. I know exactly this energy right away. I can pinpoint, the other people I've connected. And there is that lack of physical, the expression and stuff, but there's so much going on in spirit. There's so much going on that psychic and astral realm. It's like, it's amazing. Andrea, when I'm connected with the energy with you and Greg, immediately the first thing I see is that there was this growth moment that was invited in your relationship and connection. And it did cause this breakdown and some distance between the two of you. Looking into Greg's thoughts and feelings towards you, I can see him recognizing that he knows that something has to change and he feels confused about what it needs to be. But what Spirit is showing me is that this is going to be a core change within himself that he knows he needs to do. It's just that when I'm looking at his intentions, it feels like there's always this constant internal gnawing happening within him, and he does not know what it is, what to do about it, or how to even confront it. But it feels like Kathy was saying, he's got such a strong presence in spirit that he's going to be doing all of that work there. It's like he doesn't even have to focus on it. I want you to think about this, Andrea. For him, when he's like dreaming and he's in another realm in his mind, he doesn't seem like he's paying attention. He's like doing work in the astral. Like he's doing stuff. There is a lot actually going on. So try to take that into consideration. And the both of you being Pisces, I mean, really try to feel that absorption. I'm sure that for your own personal needs, there is that we have those needs of humans, of being in a relationship, of acknowledgement and like, hey, I'm here, can I have some affection? Can I have, intimacy? Can I have, etc. And when you feel him being distant, try to remember, oh, he's probably like doing something in a whole other realm. And this is not anything against me. He's just being pulled here and he does not have a choice. So try to keep that a little bit relative in perspective here with him. When I do ask Spirit what's to come between the two of you, immediately I am shown this bountiful of emotional harmony that comes up between the both of you. So I do feel like there is going to be some kind of apology, some kind of, remedy that the two of you are able to get to. It feels like a blend of your understanding and his slow, maybe reluctant, very quiet, tiny little quiet apology or admittance that, of guilt or wrongdoings. But remember, that will speak volumes for him versus somebody like me. If I were to whisper and be in a little apology, that ain't gonna mean shit, because I'm loud as hell and I'm already loud and constantly talking. So it's not on par with my character, but it would be for his. So try to keep it relative. Don't make the biggest thing. I just heard this loud and clear. Do not compare him with other people.
100%. I was literally gonna say that. Oh my God. Like literally, I was like, do not compare him to others, because this is a different relationship.
Yeah.
Do not compare him. I was like, okay, Brandon, shut up so I can say this. That was freaking awesome.
In the zone.
In my head, I'm like, I'm just patiently waiting. I'm like, okay. I love that. That is
good validation right there.
Yeah. So,
I expect nothing less, though, from the Pisces couple that came in.
Right? Yeah. That's hilarious.
Nothing less.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Like it truly is. The hard thing is I know, I have a Pisces moon, and you do feel that empathic pull. It is a very, very, very strong. And, especially when you have those Pisces, placements. The one thing that can happen with Pisces, though, And this is of no offense, so don't please take it. It's just a part of the spectrum of zodiac. Okay. At times, Pisces can have a little bit of a ego in that somebody's doing something to them. Okay, like it almost like it's purposeful, because you're feeling that empathic pull a lot of times, and so you might mistake his energy as like, he's ignoring me, he's doing this to me, they're doing that to me, and this can be quite typical within that Pisces energy. Right, because of the fact that there's such a strong empathic connection with Pisces, and so sometimes we can mistake the energy that is coming through, and so when you get that energy, make sure that you're coming from a place. Try to release the ego first of all. Like, don't turn it into yourself and be like, they're just doing this to me, blah. Don't make assumptions. Don't follow that path of again, making assumptions, right? Follow the path that spirit is calling to you. This is going to be important.
Ooh, Taurus moons. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Again, slow and steady, practical. That'll be big. The one thing I do know about Taurus, though, is sometimes obviously we all know they can be stubborn. But that usually sometimes means like a holding back, and I can totally see that energy here with the both of you, and that's why I feel like you do well connecting in this whole other little realm together. It's kind of beautiful. So just enjoy it. That's cool though. I have Taurus and Pisces energy. I'm Taurus sun sign with a Pisces North Node in the first house, which they say that you're supposed to read yourself as a Pisces if that's the case, whatever your North Node is when it's in the first house. So.
And Melody's right. This can give some grounding effect when it has that, that Taurus, that earth energy with the water. Yeah, so 100%. That's very correct. It can give a lot of that grounding energy. Just be aware. Just be aware of, ask yourself, is this my energy, his energy, or is this energy coming externally from somewhere else? Mm-hmm. And that will help.
They're so receptive. Their antenna, they got like 50 million antennas. That's the difficulty right there. You never know where anything is coming from. They're just so blended with it. It's intense.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Thank you, Andrea. I think you're your first time here, so welcome. I hope you come back and keep us up to date.
And thank you again so much for supporting us. Hey guys, if you have subscribed, make sure you stay subscribed. Don't unsubscribe just because we couldn't get to you today. Yeah, we really want to get to as many as we possibly can. That is our goal. I think that we're going to probably be able to take maybe 3 tonight in the lottery. I think that will, be it. If we couldn't get to you, please come back next week. We, and remember that we start at 6:00 Mountain Time. So try to be there early. And, again, even small donations push you right to the front. But let's get into the lottery list. So I believe that we have, did we miss anybody or?
So we've taken a couple off because they did donate. They did want their questions answered. We appreciate that. Hi, Courtney Link from Texas. I'm in Texas too. Howdy, mate. If you are listening on Facebook, you do want a reading, please pop over to YouTube, Oracle Intuition's YouTube page. But if you're just listening, hang out. We can see your comments. I just can't respond. But yeah, we've got about 9 people right now. And I think Niam might have dropped off. But I kept them on the list in case, they just
Cathryn dropped off too, I believe. Yeah, I think Cathryn left as well.
So a little bit of roll call. If you see your name on this lottery list, please shoot us a message. Smiley face, a hello, a hug, a heart. Go F. No, I'm just kidding. But give us a little acknowledgement here in the chat so we know you're here. And what I'll do is I'll be using a random number generator to generate some numbers. And if it comes up your number, that means you have won. So Kathy said we'll be able to get to 2 or maybe 3 here. We'll just see how much time we have.
Oh, Cathryn's still here. That's good. Okay.
We are definitely running out. Who?
Cathryn says she's still
okay, good. Good. Okay, so we're at 1 through 10. Let me plug that into my number generator. 1, 2, we've got Destiny, we've got Cathryn, we've got Esha, we've got Leilani, we got Melody, we got Will. Where's our Jocelyn? Where's our Asia? And Niam we do not have. Lucy G, hey, welcome new subscriber. Thank you. If you do want a question,
subscribing.
If you do want a chance to get a question answered by myself and Kathy, please type your first name, zodiac sign, and question in the chat, and I will put you on the list. Virtual hug. Thank you, Esha. That's cute. Oh, that's what that means. Oh, if you hover over it, it says virtual hug. I did not know that.
Oh, okay.
That's really cute.
I don't have that option here. I don't even have emojis when I'm.
Yeah, not in the live stream.
Yeah, I don't have emojis in the live stream, which kind of sucks because I'd love to send emojis. I always want to send them back, so I can't. But all right.
We ready?
We are. Let's go for the first one.
A little bit of drum roll. Number 1 is first.
Oh, Cathryn. Hey, there you go. And good thing you hung around.
Good thing you stuck around. Look at that.
What is Cathryn's question today?
All right.
I love Destiny. May the odds be ever in our favor. I love it. That's awesome.
All right. So Cathryn is, I'm a Capricorn, just asking for a brief general reading. So not looking for too much, but just something brief. A little message from Spirit, I think.
Cathryn, I'm going to ask you a question. Have you been venturing out? Because I feel like there's, I keep getting shown. I don't know what this is. Is this a garden? I don't know if I don't think you're hiking through the forest or anything like that, but I'm literally getting shown nature of some sort. I don't know if you've been in a garden or around park, or it just feels like I'm getting outside type of energy here. If you're not doing that, I'm getting shown that you should get your butt outside. Because I feel an energy of some sort of suppression. Okay, there's an energy here of being suppressed a little bit. I don't know if this is a past energy. It almost feels like it's starting to be released. It almost feels like you're literally like, I feel like this energy of you walking. Oh, she's been walking. Okay, there we go. I literally just said walking. Good for you, because it feels like this is something that you need to keep doing. You know, I keep getting this energy of being outside, of nature, healing the soul keeps coming through for me. It almost, and again, conversing with nature. Are you like it's crazy. But it's almost like you could converse with nature, literally. Like, I don't know if there's elementals around you, if there is this, it's like this energy of like, okay, let's say you're going for a walk and you're out in nature somewhere, and almost feels like the nature wants to come through to you. I feel like, I mean, if you get a chance, maybe walk through some parks, try to, go to some areas, obviously safely, and maybe during the day, maybe not at 3 a.m. or anything like that. But I feel like this conversing with nature is really trying to happen here, because there is a soul level healing that is coming through that keeps getting shown to me, that is trying to happen. And it almost feels like as you're walking, this is weird. As you're walking, you're almost it feels like this energy of being guided. So guided. So if you're getting this urge to head in a direction, follow this inner guidance, go in that direction. If you feel like you need to stop and, smell roses, please do that. Like, it really feels like this energy is coming through. I really want to say that it has to do with healing the soul, and it literally is being shown to me from your inner self coming through, this inner light that is trying to brighten and grow and expand from the inside out. So I hope that's helped.
That's so funny. I mean, that's right away, Cathryn and Kathy. It's just exactly what I was seeing as well. Spirit keeps showing me the clouds are clearing up. The sun is literally beaming through the confusion right now. I do keep seeing this vision of you, and it reminds me of when you were a little girl and the way that you used to run either through the fields or the woods or the grass, and the way that you would touch the trees and slowly pull your hand on the side of it. You are reconnecting with that inner spirit, and especially that inner child, I feel, is coming out a lot right now. I don't know why, but I heard it from you, Kathy. And I don't know if this is significant for you, Cathryn, but it was like Kathy almost sounded like she was about to say something in like this Irish or Scottish accent. Like I heard it come out.
I really felt like the fairies. Like it was almost like it was so weird, because I really felt like fairies or something coming through in that energy.
It feels significant in some way. So I don't know if you're going to be writing from that perspective, or maybe you want to plan a visit there. I don't know why I do feel some kind of pull to Scotland, but it really does feel quite strong. So maybe you watch something about Scotland, some amazing homes, or I don't know what it is. But
I love this. So she says, she just said, what if I turn here? It was a story called What If I Turn Here? Because it really felt like being guided. Like it was like energy was really trying to guide you through this as you're moving forward. Like I absolutely love it. It's beautiful.
So cool. So cool. Well, thank you, Cathryn. Thank you for being patient and waiting here with us. All right.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Sorry.
Oh, that's weird. Look at that, Destiny. That's awesome.
Right?
Man, so many synchronicities today. What's going on? Oh, yeah, the witchcraft and the witch shows and stories. Oh, yeah, those are fun.
I'm actually, I'm actually watching Vampire Diaries. Oh, okay. That is so cool. And you're so welcome, Cathryn. I hope it's helped.
Such a sweet spirit.
Yeah.
I love my Cathryn.
Beautiful energy. All right.
Okay, let's see who's up next. Let's change this to 11 now.
Okay.
Drum roll. Oh, look at that. Number 11.
Oh, cool. All right.
Lucy popping in. Gets that reading right away. See, that's why even if it's later in the show, it does not hurt to put your name on that list, because you never know. Oh, yes, Cathryn, please do. Show us and share us pictures. I want to see. I would love to go to Scotland. I hear it is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Yes.
All right, Lucy, you still with us, love?
Yep, she is.
There we go. All right, so Lucy G, I am a Gemini, and I am just wondering if my luck will change in money and luck. That's all.
Okay. Give me a second. Okay, well, it's funny because as soon as Brandon, said that, I did get the energy of the Wheel of Fortune. So sometimes when I see things, I think, Lucy, that you're new. So a lot of the viewers, who have watched me for a while, sometimes I'll see things in the pictures of the tarot card and stuff like that. I did see the Wheel of Fortune. Now, here's the interesting thing that comes through with the Wheel of Fortune is it does really talk about allowing a different flow. Usually that's within good fortune that comes through. However, what I'm also getting here is it feels as though there's this balance of energy that you need to work within yourself. So one of the things that with the Wheel of Fortune that happens is when we're what goes up comes down, what goes down comes up. Okay, what comes up goes down. So the Wheel of Fortune very much reminds us of the energy of if we decide to stay in a place of despair, or if we feel in a place of discouragement, that does change. We have to let go. If we're hanging on, if you look at a wheel and you hang on to that wheel and you're not letting it turn, it can't move. Okay. The wheel is turning because of flow of water. All right. It's because of the flow of water. So as the stream flows, the wheel will turn. Okay. If you look at a windmill or whatever they call it, I think what is it? A water well wheel, something along that line. So when that water flows, the wheel turns. If you're hanging onto the wheel, it can't turn. However, in that same degree, if you were at the top of the wheel and you're in this energy of I'm going to use a more negative term, that like in the energy of ego or vanity, or you're at the top of the world, you're at the top of the wheel and you're like, look at me, look at me, look at me, I'm at the top of the wheel. You know what happens? So what I keep getting shown with this energy is Spirit is saying to start to really balance in some way your emotions. Start balancing not only your emotions, but I feel as though balance the energy around you. Don't let yourself get into a place of despair. And when money comes through, when those financial riches start to present themselves, don't allow yourself to get into a place of, I have it all. I can do whatever I want with it. Like it's time. Like basically Spirit is saying, save, maybe put it away, invest it in something wise. Don't allow it to disappear because of you believe that it's going to keep flowing. Okay. The flow only works if we're in balance. And I keep getting this energy of balance that is coming through. So when you ask, is my luck going to change? The first thing I hear from Spirit is hell yeah. Okay. So that's, that's the first energy. But I feel like if I had said hell yeah at first, the rest of the message may not have been heard. So that balance needs to somehow come through. So you were thinking of investing it. Yeah, absolutely. And so absolutely go with the investing, in that safe way, the place that you feel safe towards, really get the advice towards it. But again, it's that balance of the emotions that are really important here at this time. The balance of the emotions, the balance of recognizing that as fast as money comes through, it can go. So staying within that balanced energy of having a positive flow. Okay. Allowing that flow to come through. Don't hold down the wheel in the fear that it's not going to come through, but don't stand at the top of the wheel thinking that it's never going to stop coming through. It's the balance. So I hope that helps, Lucy.
Yeah, this is really good advice, Kathy, because that too is what I am also shown, is that there is a change of a relationship, with money, prosperity, um, any of that energy, wealth, etc., as you label it. I do want to make you aware of something, Lucy, though, because I keep being shown that, in fact, your luck, or well, subsequent bad luck, supposedly with money, has to do with the way that somebody else treated their money when you were younger, and they imposed all of this on you. And so what Spirit keeps showing me is that you have been in your past living out somebody else's relationship with money, and because of the way that they made you believe how it was and how it was adopted, etc., it has kind of given you a little bit of bad luck with that. So don't be too hard on yourself. We all run programs that our parents and other people have adopted in us. Specifically, I just want to say the energy of the person that they are showing me is somebody who's like kind of like that snake, very withholding, very sneaky. Their moves were unknown. So they were doing things that you didn't even know, but yet telling you a whole other thing, a whole other way to handle or deal with your money. So it's important to really recognize that you were living a past older program. And just even by asking this question, and just even by what Kathy had said, you are already reforming that relationship with the money. And so when I do specifically ask Spirit about what you need to do, they're showing me that it is a space that it's coming from the heart. It's like this heart conversation. There is emotion involved. There is connection. There is this feeling of like, I am worthy and I am deserving. So of course this stuff would flow into me. Are you kidding me? Of course it would. So there is this rewriting of that relationship. Is he Gemini too? I really do feel like that person would be Gemini, just based on the way that I'm interpreting them and the way that I see them. It's like they're saying one thing and then they're doing another, which to me would kind of be a Gemini energy, because I have a lot of Gemini, and I have a lot of people who are Gemini around me, so I know that energy well, and they're one of the most misunderstood, I think, zodiac signs that are out there. But it is this feeling of like, yeah, I'm showing you one thing, but I'm actually doing another. And that feels like the kind of shady side of Gemini and how they express themselves. So just remember, that was kind of instilled in you a long time ago, and it's not your relationship with it anymore. You're done with it. You're over it. You're ready to rewrite that. And just as Kathy said, a lot of it is right in your hands, right in your control here. And when you rewrite that, you are going to see that. You're going to see this luck change, but it's really not luck. It's your creation. So I think really good advice, and you're really stepping into a whole new way of relating with it. It's a whole new relationship, and trust me, your heart is just going to be like soaring. The one thing I want to tell you though, Lucy, and this is for everybody that's out there, when you get something you really like, send your gratitude to God, to Spirit, to Source. Just anytime you win your favorite game, you find $20 on the ground, your boss compliments you, just be like, oh my God, thank you, Spirit. Like, thank you. Yeah. Because when you do that, gratitude manifests that exact thing tenfold over and over and over again. Be grateful. Gratitude is the freaking key. It is like your any of the gamers out there, your God code for God mode. It is your cheat code. It is your winning lottery ticket. It's like the secret code to get into that secret door. When you throw gratitude up for something that you actually like, you get more of it. So use that to your advantage.
Brandon, can you just go into I think there's something in the private chat. Can you just take a look at that, please?
Yeah. Okay. I've been there already. I am managing private chat, comment chat, Facebook chat, YouTube chat. Well, not really Facebook chat because I can't log in there, but so I got you.
You rock, buddy. You're the best.
Taina, yes, you can ask a question. Please hurry up. We are on our last one right now. So please put your first name, your zodiac sign, and your question in the chat. And I'm going to put you on that list. You're going to be the last person that's on our list. And we're going to close the list because we are on our last reading, guys. Appreciate you all hanging out with us.
Lucy, thank you so much. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for being here. We truly appreciate it.
Lucy's in Texas. Howdy, neighbor. Another Texan. Got lots of Texas people here today.
That's awesome.
All right, Taina. I feel like it's Taina. Yeah, just please put that question in the chat. First name, question, zodiac sign, and we will be good to go. And then I'll update everybody and their names here. So Taina, you're going to be number 12. Let's see here. And then, yeah. Okay, cool. Everybody's hanging out. It's awesome. I appreciate y'all being here.
You guys are amazing. Amazing.
Taina, going once. Going twice. You're going to have to get in there quick. Bye, Cathryn.
Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for
big hugs.
being here. We appreciate you. Big hugs.
I know Cathryn was trying to get in for a few weeks now, and I'm glad she got to ask her question here. All right. Well, I'm not seeing anything from Taina. So I think we might just have to go on. Unless she's like typing out like a book or something.
I suppose you could always add it. And if she did get picked, she could always add the question. But
you know what? You're right. I could just put number 12 on there.
Yeah.
And then if she did get it, then we'll just wait for her question to file in, I guess. I don't know. All right. Well, let's see.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Melody. Thank you, Leanna.
We love y'all. We feel y'all here.
You guys are amazing.
Seriously.
All right.
We could not be all this amazingness without y'all. You literally light us up. Okay. So we're just going to do it. Sorry, Taina. Come back next time. We'll be on the show next week, next Wednesday. So please subscribe. We'll get you there. All right. Ready?
You betcha.
Drum roll, please. Number 2.
Esha. Esha, are you still here? Esha. Thank you, Destiny. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Lucy, Liza.
Yeah, let's make sure Esha is still here before any of you guys leave, because they might not be here. And if you leave too, that means you could have been missing your reading as well. So hang tight. Where's our Esha? Is it Esha? Isha? Aisha. Esha. I feel like it's Esha.
Esha?
I believe so. Hi, Liz. Hello, Liz from Facebook. Who else on our Facebook? Liz. Oracle Intuitions. Hey, Oracle Intuitions. Mache.
Hello.
Mache. Hello. If you're still listening on Facebook, you can pop over to the YouTubes. Esha, is our Esha here? Let me see. I don't know if I see her in the participants. I'm not seeing Esha. I am seeing Taina, but I'm not seeing Esha.
Okay. Well, we can.
All right. Well, let's generate another number.
I think she had said that it was like 2 a.m. at her time, like an hour ago. I believe. I could be wrong. Maybe that wasn't the right person. Maybe it was someone else. But yeah.
I saw Esha was just here in the chat, like just a few minutes when Lucy won.
Oh.
So I don't know what happened.
All
right. Well, I guess we'll just have to move on. Going once.
Next week.
Going once, Esha. Going twice. Gone. Okay. Next up, number 9. Naim, and I don't think Naim is here as well. See, this is why it pays to stick around, because you never know. Okay, we'll do our next one. Next up is going to be number 7. Jocelyn. I don't think
I don't think
here
Jocelyn's here either. I haven't seen her for a while. Jocelyn, are you here?
Ooh, see? I bet they're kicking themselves if they go and watch this replay. Be like, oh man. That's the other thing, guys. If you do want to hear your reading over again, you can just replay it. It's saved on Oracle Intuition's channel. You can go click and go find your little spot. And just remember kind of the time that you had your reading. You'll be good to go. All right. Well, let's try another one here. Another little drum roll. Number 8.
Asia. Is Asia here? I don't know if Asia is here.
Asia Taylor. Man.
Oh, Will, you're sweet.
Was that their little number here? Will's our ride or die.
Will, you rock. You rock, Will. You are the best. We adore you.
My goodness. Everybody's just popping out of here. It's so funny. I feel like we're just only going to call all the numbers of the people that have already left now. Okay, let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, where'd my number? There it is. Okay, well, that's not going to work, I guess. So we'll pull the next one. Drum roll. Number 10.
Destiny.
Finally, someone we know is here. All right.
Leonie, thank you so much. Will, thank you so much. Destiny, thank you so much. What was Destiny's question? You guys rock, by the way. Oh, you guys, you like, I can't even tell you.
Destiny is my name. My zodiac sign is Gemini. My question is, how does Keegan feel about me? He is a Leo.
Okay. Keegan and Destiny. Destiny, I need to ask, how long have you guys known each other for? If you don't mind me asking, because there's there's sort of a conflicting energy, and I got to figure out exactly what's going on with that energy first. 4 years. Okay, perfect. Okay. I keep getting this energy, Destiny, that you know him. You know, like the energy that was coming through is like you know him, but you don't know him. I don't know how to make it. I don't know exactly how to describe that. That's why I had to ask, you know, how long you had known him for. I feel like with the years, you know, you guys do have this closeness, this energy. You vibe very nicely together. I feel like there's this, it really reminds me of the strength card within the tarot. It's like the strong, you know, feminine energy with the energy of the beast, which would be the Leo coming through. So it does feel as though there's a very strong energy here. I do get this other energy behind that where it feels as though with him, there's still things that okay, I need to put this into words of some sort. Please excuse me as I try to form again my words, because I'm getting that cartoon tongue, you know. Right. He's really having there's a surface about him. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a surface level energy with him. It does feel like he can get deep. at times, but he's not real. It's almost the persona or the illusion of getting. So let's say you guys are having a conversation. Okay. This may not be a real conversation, but I'm going to give you the energy of it. So let's say you guys are, going for a walk and you're walking together and you see a leaf. And you're looking at the leaf and you see the veins of the leaf and the structure of the leaf and the texture of the leaf, and you're absorbed into the leaf. And he looks at it and he's like, it's green. Like as if he announced some, like he should get a trophy. It's green.
It's just the way that you said that. Oh my God.
So it's like you're absorbed into the leaf. You're actually looking at the leaf and you're like, oh my God, like you feel, see, pick up on the leaf. And he's like, da, 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 da. And you're like,
I will name this Keegan.
Right. And it's almost as though you could go deep and he's like this surface level, but he can pretend, he can occasionally give the personification that he's deep, but you're deeper. And you have the true essence of that leaf. Whereas he's looking at it, it's like, if I say this will sound genuine, but it's not really genuine. To him, it may be genuine, but it's not genuine. Okay. I feel like with him, he's still finding that state of himself to be genuine, because there's a lot of inauthentic energy around him. Now, this does not mean in any way that he's a bad person or that he's, got negative intentions or bad intentions or anything. On his surface level, he likes you. He does go back and forth with that energy. But I'm getting here is because there is some sort of lack of understanding how this can affect you when he does this. So to him, he thinks he's being all authentic and genuine and blah. And you're like, the fuck, dude? Excuse me. like, no. Like you're not giving me what it is that I need. You're in this energy of surface or he's in this energy of surface, and he's like, if you look at icebergs, he's like that top of the iceberg. You're that bottom of the iceberg. You've got so much in depth in you and so much energy and so much personal exploration and personal discovery, and like it's a freaking beautiful energy that you have, Destiny, is what I want to say. You are and you're still discovering it. Like you haven't even reached like the full expansion of this iceberg, but you're ready to dig in, you're ready to go, all of it. And he's like up here at this top looking at the leaf going, it's green. And you're like, but look at the roots of the tree that the leaf came from, and he's green. So it feels like he has more to discover within himself. I do feel that he is doing the discovery. Leanna, the almighty. I know, right? He is going on that discovery of who he is. But during this process, I feel as though, he looks at you and I feel he almost tries to be you, or there's an element of he wanted like imitation towards you in some way, because he recognizes that depth, but it's a depth that he has not reached yet. So it's almost like he's in this energy of fake it till I make it. But he needs to dig deeper. And I do feel, however, that you can help through this process, but he's going to have to be the one that brings it through, or starts that exploration. So what I'm getting between the two of you is I do feel that this can be a connection. However, I do feel that you have to recognize him on the level that he is, rather than the level that he is presenting himself. And I feel like this will help you in the process moving forward within this relationship. He does like you. He does care about you. There is an element that he's extremely attracted to you. But you guys he's that top of that iceberg and you're the depth of that iceberg. And I feel like he has more to do before that top and that, I don't mean it to sound sexual in that way.
But I mean,
but that's how it's becoming.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen within that energy. And she's so sweet. But he will get there. He will get there.
Mm-hmm.
But you do have to recognize him again on the level that he's coming through at, and not the level where you are or where you want him to be. There has to be this element of looking at him in a realistic manner rather than the presentation that he's trying to bring forth. Okay. I hope that's helped, Destiny.
It's so interesting, Destiny, because, looking into the energy, and you've confirmed a couple of things already with Kathy and what you're typing in the chat. The first thing I saw was it was like things went from really insightful to like this very dead-end, lulled kind of energy. And then it got bright again, and then it gets kind of quiet again. And so immediately I see this kind of roller coaster dipping. And what Kathy was just describing is the two of you being on different places. And it's like your roller coasters are going the opposite ways, if that makes sense. So I don't know why it reminds me of biorhythms, when people have like biorhythm clocks or charts or whatever. It used to be fun for me to really look into that, because there's certain parts of ourselves that are highlighted. Sometimes we're more emotional, sometimes we're more physical, etc. But it just kind of feels like right now the biorhythms are a little bit out of sync, and it is due to what I feel coming from Keegan here. First, I'll tell you about that in a second. First, I'm looking at his thoughts and feelings towards you. And there is this feeling of like, oh my gosh, I've never felt so like intimately open and connected with somebody before. And it's like immediately in the face of that, there is like this, oh, okay, let's just kind of step back. And then, oh, but it's fun and they're beautiful and I feel connected to them and they have this sense of harmony. But, oh, now here's the other part. Here's that weird part, that tone, that sound, that pullback. It is emotional immaturity, plain and simple. It's just him having to go through things, go through some, I don't know, challenges probably, because it feels like these are all going to continue towards growth. And it just feels like for every reason that emotional maturity has been lacking due to a lack of maybe emotional experience, because I don't know what it is. And I don't even know if you said this, Kathy. I don't know if Keegan was like handed a lot of things in their life. But it feels like
I get with the energy that I didn't say that. I think but that is the energy that he does present.
Okay.
That's coming from you as far as the words go, because I didn't say that. But,
okay.
But that is the energy of absolutely of what I feel. It's almost like somebody who's in this place of not really having to really work, or not really having to dig deep, or not really like very surface. Like they've been able to skate through life on a surface, rather than having to dig in deep. Like people that have those personal challenges externally will dig in deep, or sometimes it's a hidden mechanism where they stay surface.
He always likes like he's the king.
That's exactly it.
That's exactly it. So it does feel like these intentions that he does have, I do feel like he wants to deepen the emotional connection, but it's just going to take time, because he has to grow into that. Let's see, Lucy, I'm a Leo. However, on more occasion, I've been told I'm kind of backwards, awkward Leo. See, no, that's the thing, though. There are positive and negative expressions of each zodiac sign. And it just depends on if you're living through higher self or if you're living through ego. The ego will more always adopt those negative traits. And there is ego that I do feel with Keegan here. You know, there is that limited sphere. Think of it like a crystal. You know, when you are going through ego, that crystal is very, very tight, closed, small, tiny. You can't really see much out of it. But when you're going through higher self, I mean, that is like a prism sphere. You know, you see so much more. So it just kind of explains, you know, how much you can see about the other people around you. But when I'm asking Spirit what's to come between the two of you, I am being shown that kind of surface level vibing as well, what Cathy was being shown. And I am shown that there is a moment where there's going to feel like you two are digging roots together. Like you're getting to something deep, you're getting to something in depth. But I do feel a sense of things being held back. I do feel it is because of Keegan and whatever is going on with his reactions, that sense of emotional maturity. So this is going to be the time to really, I would not bury your roots until he actively and very clearly is doing so with you as well. Take heed, because if you were to bury a root, and he is not meeting you at that level, and you're going to be the one carrying everything in this connection. And that is not what you want, because I can feel your little heart becoming exhausted and tired from everything that you have to carry in this. You'll have to carry all the fault, the successes, the blame, the guilt, the responsibilities, all the good things.
100%.
So
you would be like, you're like, okay, that the base of that iceberg, you get tired of holding up the top of the iceberg after a while.
Yeah.
You know, after a while, you're like, okay, get off top. Like, you know, let me grow. Let me grow into myself. And that's kind of that energy. Like, you're going to get tired, and he needs to step up, exactly as Brandon was saying. Sorry.
Absolutely. So just, I think, be very fun and playful and cautious about how much you invest, because you just want to make sure you're investing at the same rate, the same page, the same energy. But the most important part is, like, really though, try and have fun, because he is fun. You know, there's a great fun spirit. He definitely knows how to, you know, keep something going, keep a party going, find a party, you know, be the life of it. And that is, I think, an important element not to forget. Yes, relationships and emotions are serious, but my God, if you're not having fun doing it, what's the point, right? Like, why are you even doing it? It should be fun. It should be a beautiful thing all in one. So that at the very least, what's that?
Think of it as part of the journey.
Exactly. That at the very least, just enjoy yourself, have that fun time. And then honestly, I think that's really going to be a big key with Keegan. It's like, when he has fun with certain people, that's when he just wants to be around them over and over and over again. So if you focus on that light stuff, I think the depth is just going to automatically come. Don't force it on him, because he's going to retreat, because that emotional immaturity is going to be like, I don't want to do this, and I'm not gonna, because I don't have to. So just, you know, don't put pressure on it, and just focus on having fun and being chill, meeting and matching, mirroring and matching how much Keegan is giving. And I think you're going to be golden. And yes, give it time. Exactly.
Yeah. Give it time. Have the patience. You know, when you sound like him. That was so cute. When he takes a step back, allow him to just do the growing. You don't need to go chase after him. This will help him. And that's where I get that strength card from, because it is the energy. When you have the strength card, it is the woman with the beast, right? Presenting that strength. And the beast needs to come to the woman. The woman does not chase the beast. Okay. I feel like that's very important. And I feel like that is the essence of the, you know, the card that came through. And, you know, when he goes off on his own, he's figuring stuff out. I feel like he's doing what he needs to do. Don't chase. Let him present himself. And, you know, you can kind of stay in that essence of either Cartman, either allowing him to
never.
But I do feel like you have to allow him to grow too through this process. So Guys,
Asia, baby
yeah.
cakes, you won a reading, but you weren't here, babe, and we just finished our last one. You gotta stick around.
Yeah, next, you know what? We're here. You know, guys, here's the thing. We are here every Wednesday. We are so absolutely grateful. We are honored that you guys are here supporting our
I feel like the
channel.
ones that are here right now are like the real like besties. Like I feel such an awesome vibe, and for whatever reason, Spirit keeps showing me that there's a group of us, and it's us here that we're right here that are like carrying into the future, and we're creating this little thing. I can feel it. It's really cool. It's really
Thank
cool.
you so much for everybody, you know, for watching. You guys, if you did subscribe and we weren't able to get to you for a reading, please don't unsubscribe. Just join us next week, because as long as you are a subscriber, you know, you have immediate access to the chat. You don't have to wait. You don't have to, you know, worry about anything. You will be able to get onto the chat immediately, you know, for being here. Thank you to everybody. Brandon, how can people reach you for a personal reading?
If you guys want to talk with me, talk more, get a full in-depth reading, download some hypnosis, whatever it is, hop over to thedreamteacher.com. I will be giving out discounts here. I think it's like Live 5 or something like that, where you can get 25% off just for listening in on this show. Just want to show my gratitude and appreciation for you all supporting us here. Thedreamteacher.com. Book a session with me, book an appointment, 30 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes. Download hypnosis. There's this beautiful headphone hypnotherapy you can listen to help clear and channel those emotions if you're not even sure what to talk about when we get in our reading, and it'll just all come right out. So thedreamteacher.com if you want to connect with me.
If you guys want a personal reading with me, you can contact me at oracleintuitions.com. You can email me at oracleintuitions1111@gmail.com, or even contact me through my social media, Facebook and Instagram. When you do book a reading with me, what I do is this is a 1-hour live session where we will do a video chat, usually, unless somebody really doesn't want to be on video, or not video, but on camera. That's okay. You know, we can always do it phone, but it is a 1-hour session. We get very, very much in depth in that 1 hour. And so please, by all means, you know how to contact me. But again, I'm getting cartoon mouth here, so I'm just gonna say thank you so much to everybody. Thanks for watching. We hope to see you next week. Hey guys, make sure that you do check out the weekly zodiac videos that come up on the channel throughout the week. And thank you again. Take care, everybody. Brandon.
Bye, my loves.
Bye, my loves.
See you next week.
Take care, guys. Thank you again so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.